After sleeping with 7 stunning beauties, I had nowhere to hide. Chapter 1, Blind Date with an Ex-Girlfriend. I don't have a job, no savings. If you want to marry me, your annual salary must be at least 500,000, otherwise, you won't be able to cover my daily expenses. You must have a luxury car worth over $1 million to drive me around, and a villa in the city worth no less than $3 million. The house must be transferred into my name, because after all, men with money tend to go bad. I don't ask for much in terms of the bride price. 60,000 is enough. And I don't want to have kids because it might ruin my figure. If your family wants children, you'll have to give me a red envelope worth at least 2 million, then I'll consider it. Sitting across from Xiao Beichen was a heavily made-up woman. Her looks were average at best, but her figure was incredibly attractive. Miss, let me ask you, what do you have to offer? Xiao Beichen frowned and interrupted her incessant chatter. What do I have? Well, I'm pretty, isn't that enough? What, you're not satisfied? Hu Xiao rolled her eyes and flaunted her body. Miss, let us not talk about anything else for now. Xiao Beichen took a deep breath. This was a blind date, not a charity event. What do you want to talk about? She asked. About the 60,000 in bride price, right? I'm 24 now, and if I live to 100, that means we'll be together for 76 more years. That's about 8,000 a year, or 21 a day. The coffee you ordered cost 70, so it'll cover you for 3 days. The rest will be your tip. How about that? Xiao Beichen smirked. Hu Xiao's face immediately flushed with anger. You think I'm some kind of prostitute? Don't say it so harshly. We're just enjoying a preview of married life. Xiao Beichen said nonchalantly. Hu Xiao, fuming with rage, snapped, Who do you think you are? You're just a broke loser, wasting my time with this nonsense. Xiao Beichen sneered. You can rest assured, even if I were with a dog, it would still be better than you. My 7 ex-girlfriends were all beautiful like flowers, pure and untouched, far better than you, who relies on makeup to look decent, Xiao Beichen said calmly. You, with 7 ex-girlfriends, how are they anything like flowers? Hu Xiao was beyond enraged. My first ex-girlfriend, a business queen, stunningly beautiful, with enough money to last for hundreds of lifetimes. My second ex, a warrior goddess, fierce and unmatched. My third ex. My fourth ex. Slap. Before Xiao Beichen could continue, a coffee was suddenly splashed across his face. You're a pathetic poor man, dreaming big. Why don't you just fly to the moon? You're a joke, I won't even stay one more second with you. With that, Hu Xiao stormed out of the cafe. Xiao Beichen touched his face. Damn, he was just telling the truth. But he didn't care to argue with such a woman. What a waste of time. If it weren't for his foster parents, he wouldn't even be here. 3 years ago, a woman like her wouldn't even have been worthy of washing his feet, let alone sitting at the same table with him. Society-s going downhill. Even a dark emperor like me has fallen to this. Xiao Beichen sighed. But his expression soon turned cold. On the bright side, the fire poison in my body seems to be suppressing itself. As for the enemies who destroyed his family, he would never let any of them go. 18 years ago, he was the heir of the prestigious Long family in the imperial capital. But trouble came with fame. His entire family was slaughtered, and his parents died tragically. Luckily, the family guards fought their way out, saving his life. He wandered to Jiangju, where he was adopted by a kind couple and took their surname, Xiao. Years passed, but the hatred still burned in his heart, so he joined the army to train himself. But fate had other plans. His plane crashed on a dark island. He didn't die but instead encountered a rare technique that allowed him to train for years, mastering the art. However, he fell into the trap of a demonic fire poison during the process. During this time, he had 7 ex-girlfriends, all of whom had pure yin bodies. After 3 years of absorbing their pure yin energy, he managed to suppress the fire poison. For 3 years, he dared not take action against his enemies. Because, if he used any of his power, the fire poison would backlash, instantly killing him. At this point, the coffee shop attendant handed him a napkin. Bro, you sure can talk big. I'm not talking big, I'm telling the truth. Xiao Beichen grinned and took the napkin. His clothes were already ruined by the coffee, and the stain wouldn't come off. People around him scoffed. Who would believe him? Anyone who did was a fool. This guy was wearing cheap clothes, and his total outfit probably cost less than 100 yuan. He could never have connections with those powerful people. The gold-digging girl's words, no matter how harsh, were undeniable. What's more, the so-called business queen he mentioned was none other than the famous Qingcheng, the business tycoon who had recently visited this city. As the coffee shop attendant seemed to realize something, he turned around quietly and left. Meanwhile, in the VIP room upstairs, sat a woman who was flawless in beauty, figure, and skin. Compared to her, who Xiao looked like a servant. President Yi, it's time to go. The woman's secretary, Wang Xiaodai, approached and spoke softly. This woman was Yi Qingcheng, the chairwoman of Yi's group in Qingcheng. Known as the business queen of the industry. Yi Qingcheng sighed and gazed out the window. President Yi, are you still thinking about that man? Wang Xiaodai scoffed. What kind of man could make President Yi so obsessed? Yi Qingcheng smiled bitterly. Just a scumbag. You still can't let go of him? You met him in an out-of-town cafe, and when you came to Qingcheng, the first thing you did was find a cafe that matched that one's style, searching all over the city until you found it. Every Tuesday afternoon, no matter how busy you are, you go to sit there. Wang Xiaodai was furious. All right, enough. Let us go. As they entered the lobby, all eyes immediately turned to them. Recently, this cafe had become famous due to Yi Qingcheng's visits, attracting many men. Some even had the courage to approach, but all were rejected without exception. Bro, your ex is here. Someone teased Xiao Beichen. Impossible. Xiao Beichen laughed dismissively. His ex-girlfriends were all still out of town. But the next moment, he froze in place. No way, is this really happening? Without thinking, he dove under the table. Damn it, how could he actually run into her here? Back then, he had just slept with her and disappeared. If she found him, he'd be skinned alive. Laughter erupted from the crowd. Well, you poor bastard, you really blew it this time, didn't you? But the next moment, a sharp female voice rang out. Xiao Beichen. You slept with me and ran off, aren't you even a man anymore? Chapter 2, You want to marry, but I don't want to marry you. Everyone in the coffee shop was stunned. A collective gasp echoed through the room. What is this? Sleep with her and then disappear? The atmosphere grew cold for a moment, before the admirers of Yi Qingcheng, who had been around her, exploded in anger, looking around with intense fury. It was as if they had a grudge so deep they wanted to tear him apart. Who the hell is Xiao Beichen? Yi Qingcheng herself froze in place, her body trembling slightly. Her eyes were fixed on the table, where the man she never thought she'd see again, her ex, the scoundrel who disappeared after spending the night with her, was now standing under the table. This scumbag, after sleeping with her, had vanished without a trace, no calls, no messages, nothing. She never expected she'd finally find him here. Her secretary, Wang Xiaodai, was also stunned. She had been working alongside Yi Qingcheng for years, but she had never seen her lose composure like this. And now, she was more curious than ever. Who the hell is Xiao Beichen? As the crowd angrily searched for him, Xiao Beichen slowly stood up from beneath the table, a sheepish smile on his face. He, Qingcheng, long time no see. Everyone's eyes immediately turned toward him in shock. Wait, what? He wasn't lying. He really was Yi Qingcheng's ex, the former boyfriend of the queen of the business world. Oh my god. You still know how to say a long time no see. Tell me, why did you sleep with me and then vanish without a trace? Yi Qingcheng's beautiful eyes were filled with complexity. Excitement, anger, disappointment all at once. Without realizing it, Yi Qingcheng's eyes became moist, a tear forming and reflecting a beauty full of pity. At that time, she had been attacked while outside the country, and it was Xiao Beichen who risked his life to block a bullet for her, saving her from the brink of death. They went from strangers to friends, sharing everything with each other. She learned about his tragic past, and he learned about hers. As their relationship deepened, just when she thought they would walk down the aisle together, Xiao Beichen disappeared after that one night. No matter what connections she used, she couldn't find him. Oh, don't cry, don't cry. Xiao Beichen felt a headache coming on. The one thing he couldn't stand in this world was women crying. Slap. Yi Qingcheng slapped his hand away and coldly said, Tell me, why did you leave me? The eyes of those around them grew even more hostile. Some of them even looked like they wanted to tear Xiao Beichen apart. It was as if, with a single command from Qingcheng, they would rush at him and tear him to pieces. Disgusting. Qingcheng, one of the most beautiful women in the country, a goddess in the hearts of countless men, how could she be made to cry? One man stood up first. Yi Zong, don't waste your tears on this scumbag. He is not worth it. I'll help you beat him up, he added, eager to seize the opportunity. The moment a woman is vulnerable, it's the best time to swoop in. Others around them cursed themselves for not standing up sooner. Get lost. Although Qingcheng's eyes were full of tears, her voice was as cold as ice, like the torture chambers of hell. Her words sent every man who had hoped to step in backing off. Fine, you want to speak. I want to force you. But now, come with me to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get the marriage certificate. Qingcheng's words shocked everyone around her. What is this? Marriage certificate. The goddess is getting married, and the groom is me. The shock of a lifetime came in just a few minutes. Wang Xiaodai was also startled. Yi Zong, marriage is a big decision. You should think it through carefully. She was afraid Qingcheng was acting on a whim and might actually go to get the marriage certificate, regretting it later. Xiao Beichen gave a bitter smile. Yes, marriage is a big deal. You should think it through. Moreover, even if you want to marry, I don't want to marry you. His dismissive, indifferent tone left everyone around them in disbelief. Marrying Qingcheng meant marrying into a rich and powerful family, reaching the peak of life. But he refused. Qingcheng wiped away her tears and said coldly, do you think resistance will work? I, Qingcheng, will only sleep with one man in this life. You will marry me, whether you want to or not. Enough. Xiao Beichen suddenly shouted, I have no feelings for you. Just seeing you annoys me. Now, disappear from my sight, immediately. Qingcheng froze. She never thought Xiao Beichen would shout at her like this. But before she could react, he was already gone. Wang Xiaodai's impression of Xiao Beichen dropped to rock bottom. She had been curious about the man Qingcheng was obsessed with, but now she saw him yell at a woman who loved him. What kind of man was he? Wang Xiaodai tried to persuade her, Yi Zong, he is not worth it. Qingcheng took a deep breath and held back her tears. No. You don't understand him. He must be hiding something from me. Find out where he is now. On the other side. Xiao Beichen trudged back to his village, feeling despondent. His heart was bleeding. Not love. How could that be? But he couldn't give anyone a future. Under the suppression of the Purian power, his body only had 10 more years to live. If he couldn't find the cure within 10 years, his life would be over. He had wronged his 7 ex-girlfriends, Qingcheng included. In the end, he had used them. Even though he loved them, he couldn't stay. They were all so young. If he died in 10 years, they would only be in their 30s. A lifetime is long they shouldn't live in the past. Unconsciously, he had arrived at his doorstep. At the door was his foster sister, Xiao Enyan, sitting in a wheelchair, her legs crippled. Seeing Xiao Beichen covered in dust, she immediately patted her wheelchair. Did the blind date fail? Xiao Beichen put away his frustration and smiled. Sister, I've just come back. I just want to stay with you. Don't make me go on any more blind dates. Stop talking nonsense. A man should settle down and start a family, Xiao Enyan said, puzzled. Her brother was a tall, handsome guy, and yet no girl seemed interested in him. His foster mother, Zhao Yalan, was so angry she smacked Xiao Beichen on the backside. Why are you so useless? Tomorrow, I'll arrange another blind date for you. You must find someone. Mom, why bother? Xiao Beichen gave a bitter laugh. Yes, tomorrow for sure. If 1 doesn't work, we'll try 2. If 2 doesn't work, we'll try 3. I don't believe no one wants my Beichen. His foster father, Xiao Jinghua, nodded in agreement. Xiao Beichen was speechless. Just as he was about to argue, 2 people rushed in. The one at the front was none other than Hu Xiao. She was accompanied by a middle-aged woman. Unlike his foster mother, this middle-aged woman looked young, with radiant skin. Which of you is Xiao Beichen, who had the blind date with my daughter? Get out here now. The middle-aged woman scolded. Why are you looking for our Beichen? His foster mother quickly greeted them, smiling kindly. This must be Xiao Xiao, right? She looks so fresh and pretty. Come in, please. She thought they had come back to talk things over. Such a beautiful girl couldn't he be missed? Come in? What a joke. This matchmaker dares take money from anyone. My daughter is so good, and yet you set her up with someone who lives in the village. I spit. Talking to people like you disgusts me. Chapter 3, He is my man. As soon as these words were spoken, the atmosphere in the room grew awkward. Mrs. Xiao carefully asked, so why did you come here? HMPH. Do you think I want to come to this shabby place? People who live in such places have no class, always stuck at the bottom of society for life. Xiao, you say something. The middle-aged woman yelled. Xiao coldly looked at Xiao Beichen. He said, I'm out here selling myself. These words immediately shocked the three of them. Mr. Xiao quickly said, impossible, Beichen may be a bit out of line sometimes, but he would never say something like that. What, are you implying my daughter is lying? The middle-aged woman flared up. No, I just think there might be some misunderstanding. Mr. Xiao waved his hand, lowering his stance. Xiao Beichen wanted to say something but was stopped by Mr. Xiao. There's no misunderstanding. The middle-aged woman immediately adopted a fierce, streetwise attitude. We came here today to get an explanation. Make him kneel and apologize to my daughter until she is satisfied. Men kneel in front of women. Isn't he that too much? Mr. Xiao was startled. Not kneel. The middle-aged woman sneered, let me tell you, I have connections. If he doesn't kneel, I'll have someone break your legs, and you'll end up like her. She pointed at Xiao Enyan, sitting in her wheelchair. Mr. Xiao and his wife, ordinary people, immediately panicked when they heard this. Xiao Jingwu gritted his teeth, fine, I'll kneel for Beichen. This child has a strong sense of pride. Please, just let him go. Strong sense of pride. I'll crush his pride. He doesn't have to kneel, but all of you, including the one in the wheelchair, have to kneel. Xiao was smug, clearly enjoying this. Fine, I'll kneel, as long as you let my brother go. Xiao Enyan didn't hesitate. As an elder sister, she wouldn't let her brother suffer humiliation. Har, did you see that? This is the consequence of offending me. You dare to say I'm selling myself. Now I'll have your entire family humiliated. Xiao grinned smugly, no one wants a poor loser. They are just useless. Mr. Xiao and Mrs. Xiao exchanged a glance, sighing in helplessness. They couldn't afford to offend these people. Xiao Beichen clenched his fists and glared angrily. Whoa, you've got quite a temper, huh? You want to fight me? You're seeking death. At that moment, an overwhelming aura of anger erupted from Xiao Beichen, his entire body radiating a terrifying dark energy, like a demon returned from hell. Enough was enough. Already in a foul mood, Xiao Beichen finally revealed his true nature under such provocation. He grabbed Xiao by the collar with terrifying force, almost crushing her throat. Xiao, let go of me, what are you doing? The middle-aged woman was shocked, how is this brat so strong? Xiao Jingwu and others were also stunned. Xiao Beichen's posture seemed like he was about to kill someone. If he really did, his life would be over. Slap. A loud slap struck Xiao Beichen's face, instantly waking him up. Let go. Xiao Enyan trembled as she spoke. Xiao Beichen fought back the murderous intent with great effort, landing several slaps on Xiao's face before tossing her to the ground like a dead dog. Today, I'll spare your miserable life. Get lost. If you ever humiliate my family again, even the gods can't save you. Cough. Xiao's face turned red as she coughed uncontrollably. The middle-aged woman was furious. You dare hit my daughter? I'll kill you. Get lost. Xiao Beichen flicked his wrist, and the woman flew back. Mr. Xiao and Mrs. Xiao were both astonished by his strength. Xiao Beichen used to be weak and sickly, but now, after his training, he had become immensely strong. Good. You wait here, I'm calling someone, and you won't escape. The middle-aged woman struggled to stand up and made a phone call. Have you arrived yet? Hurry up, we've been beaten. Before she could finish, a group of men armed with clubs stepped out of a van. Xiao and her mother weren't stupid. They didn't expect just two women to come here for justice. They had already called in some thugs, all of them from the streets. What are you standing there for? Go. Break their legs. The middle-aged woman yelled. Hu Xiaoxiu was filled with rage. She had never been so humiliated. Kill him. Kill him. I'll pay whatever it takes. Hearing the promise of money, the thugs' eyes lit up, tightening their grip on their clubs. Mr. Xiao and Mrs. Xiao had never seen such a scene, trembling with fear. Xiao Enyan, too, was anxious but still yelled at Xiao Beichen, Beichen, run. Run. No one escapes in front of me. The leader, a muscular thug with red-dyed hair, stepped forward. Watch and learn how cool my kick is. He launched into the air. He was obviously a trained fighter. Cool. The rest of the thugs agreed. But the kick barely reached Xiao Beichen before he was sent flying with a single punch. Damn, you dare attack our boss. Kill him. The others rushed forward in fury. Stop. At that moment, a cold, icy voice rang out. A woman in a white dress appeared in front of the crowd, her face like frost, with several bodyguards behind her. Outside, several luxury cars were parked. The thugs immediately turned into soft shells, trembling in fear. Compared to the bodyguards, they were nothing. This is my man. Anyone who dares touch him will die. The middle-aged woman froze, realizing the woman in front of her was no ordinary person. She cautiously asked, Miss, are you sure you've got the right person? Are you trying to say Xiao Beichen, this useless man, is your boyfriend? Don't joke. Hu Xiaoxiu, who was already feeling humiliated, was stunned by the woman's beauty and aura. She tried to put on a friendly face. I'm Hu Xiaoxiu, let us be friends. Hu Xiaoxiu? I've heard of you. You're a famous escort in the upper social circle. Qingcheng glanced at her, disdain evident on her face. Escort. Mr. Xiao and Mrs. Xiao were shocked. Xiao Beichen frowned. So this woman was truly out here selling herself, looking for someone decent to settle with. Hu Xiaoxiu's face stiffened, anger rising. Don't talk so arrogantly. Who knows what kind of person you are? You're probably someone's mistress too. Exactly. You look like a slutty, cheap woman. Who knows how many people have slept with you? How dare you? Slap. 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 A bodyguard behind Qingcheng rushed up, slapping Hu Xiaoxiu's face repeatedly until it was swollen like a pig's head. The middle-aged woman rushed forward to stop them but was slapped several times as well. You dare to say my man is a useless piece of trash? He is my man. Chapter 4, I want to marry him. Snap. With a snap of her fingers, the bodyguards behind her immediately began unloading several boxes from the car. As they opened them, the sight almost blinded them. Gold, jade, and emerald. Famous paintings and calligraphy. Various porcelain items, countless treasures. The value? Unimaginable. Mr. and Mrs. Xiao were utterly stunned. They clearly remembered that their son didn't even have a female friend, yet suddenly, a noble, goddess-like woman appeared, carrying a large box and announcing that their son was her man. Any parent would have been stunned in such a situation. Xiao Enyan secretly rejoiced. On the other hand, Hu Xiaoxiu and her mother were also in shock. This guy turned out to be a hidden gem, a golden son-in-law. Xiao Beichen, I think you look a lot like my older brother. From now on, I'll treat you like my younger brother. Hu Xiaoxiu shamelessly stepped forward and said. Get lost. Xiao Beichen angrily rebuked. How dare you claim to be my man's sister? You're just a prostitute. I'm giving you 10 seconds. If you appear in front of me again, I'll throw you into the river. Qingcheng coldly said. Hu Xiaoxiu and her mother shivered at the serious expression in Qingcheng's eyes. They immediately ran off, but their eyes were filled with venom. The group of small-time thugs also fled. Beichen, do you know this lady? After they left, Xiao's mother cautiously asked. Her tone was wary. After all, their son was just an ordinary guy from a town, while this woman looked like a high-class lady. With her cold, icy demeanor, anyone would naturally be intimidated. Before Xiao Beichen could respond, Qingcheng softened her expression, offering a warm smile. I'm Xiao Beichen's girlfriend, Qingcheng. I assume you are his parents? These things are my dowry. I intend to marry Xiao Beichen and join the Xiao family. I hope you two can approve. Mr. and Mrs. Xiao were so happy they almost jumped up. If Qingcheng weren't present, they would have already done so. Xiao Beichen, how could you not tell us you have a girlfriend? Xiao Enyan snorted, genuinely happy for her brother. She pushed the wheelchair forward. Sister-in-law, I'm Xiao Enyan, Beichen's older sister. Stop standing there, come in and sit down. Yes, my head. Please come in and sit. Inside the house, it was very humble. Aside from an old TV, there was almost nothing of value. Xiao's mother cleaned the benches over and over, afraid they decollect any dust. Xiao Jinghua urged, hurry up and bring out the benches. I'm afraid they are dusty. Xiao's mother replied. Then clean them a few more times. Once they were polished to a shine, Xiao's mother brought them out, saying, sorry, this is all we have. Qingcheng smiled and shook her head. Aunt, I care only about Beichen. Wealth is irrelevant. Upon hearing this, both parents smiled even wider. Their whole family was so excited that they didn't know what to do with their hands. It was only when Qingcheng spoke that they finally sat down. Sister-in-law, how did you meet my brother? He never mentioned you. Xiao Enyan asked with a warm smile. It's a long story, Before Qingcheng could finish, Xiao Beichen interrupted. It's a long story, so don't talk about it. Take your things and leave. You're not welcome here. You silly child, what are you saying? Xiao's father stood up, angrily patting Xiao Beichen on the back. You don't welcome me, but uncle and aunt do. As long as Xiao Enyan welcomes me, I'm happy, Qingcheng said without getting angry, smiling brightly. Yes, this child doesn't know how to speak, don't be mad, Xiao's mother gave Xiao Beichen a glare. Xiao Beichen rolled his eyes. Dad, Mom. Do you think I'm well matched with her? Marriage is about matching status. She's a highborn young lady, while I'm just a small town thug. We come from completely different worlds. At these words, both parents fell into deep thought. Xiao Enyan responded, what do you mean, different worlds? Aren't we chatting under the same roof right now? You're overthinking it. Adults are discussing serious matters, so be quiet. My heavens. Xiao Beichen felt like a mosquito could be squashed on his forehead. Is this really my sister? She's siding with an outsider. I'm already in my 20s, and yet, I'm still treated like a child. Qingcheng couldn't help but chuckle, especially at the sight of Xiao Beichen being flustered, which made her laugh even more. What's so funny? Xiao Beichen snapped. The two parents and his sister had no hopes of helping him now. He had to make Qingcheng give up. You have culture and refinement, but I'm just a country bumpkin. We're not on the same level. You're so beautiful, though I'm handsome too, but clearly not good enough for you. I eat street food, cheap snacks, always checking if I have enough money. You feast on gourmet meals. Miss Yi, would you really want to wear clothes that cost only a few dollars and eat at street stalls with me? Remember, in the third Master's sword, there's a saying, if I follow you and feel unhappy, you follow me, but also remain unhappy. No one can change their status. The sun is high in the sky, why should I sit in the dirt? Xiao Enyan touched her nose. Xiao's father and mother also sighed. It seemed to make sense. Class differences do make life difficult. Qingcheng looked directly at Xiao Beichen, stood up, and said, you are my man. If you eat street food, I'll eat street food with you. If you have no culture, I can live without culture too. You say I'm the sun in the sky? Then I'll be the little stone in the dirt. In this life, the one thing Qingcheng, am certain of, no one can change no one. This left Xiao Beichen speechless. He had words on the tip of his tongue, but they were swallowed down. I don't know what you're hiding. But I love you, and that's my business. Even if you don't love me, I'll only love you for the rest of my life. Get lost. Xiao Beichen shouted again. Qingcheng didn't argue. She said, here's my contact information. As long as you don't agree, I'll come every day. If you don't agree in a year, I'll come every year. I have all the time in the world. I can wait. Crazy. This woman is absolutely crazy. Even Xiao Enyan couldn't help but wonder what kind of charm her brother had to make such a beautiful, wealthy woman so obsessed with him. Old Xiao, get the whip. Xiao's mother said in a low voice. Xiao Beichen was startled. Mom, what are you going to do? Forget it. Xiao's father sighed. Still, Dad's better to me. Xiao Beichen said. He's grown up now, his skin is tougher. Did you see how he handled those people? He even used a bean column. Let me not beat this unfilial son to death. Sis, you have to protect me. I'm your real brother. Xiao Beichen's face changed instantly. No, you're the one I picked up. I'm going to close the door. Chapter 5: Getting a Marriage Certificate. Inside the house, there was a burst of ghostly howling. The skin is too thick, it's not swollen yet. Father Xiao gasped heavily. Amazing. Xiao Beichen smiled and didn't explain. Before, he was weak because of the fire poison, but now it has been fully suppressed and will not recur within 10 years. His strength has also recovered to the time when he was out of the domain. Mother Xiao said coldly, Beichen, I'll put my words here for you. You must solve this matter for me. In my old Xiao family, there is no such thing as abandoning someone after having an affair. If you dare to set this precedent, don't blame us for not recognizing you as our son. The body trembled violently, obviously really angry. Me too. Father Xiao said angrily, such a good girl, why don't you want her? Let's not talk about her money, that has nothing to do with us, just talk about her character, she can be my daughter-in-law. Xiao Enyan nodded approvingly, Beichen, not everyone is as blind as her. You can't let down a good girl's heart, we can all see that she really loves you. Xiao Beichen said helplessly, I also have my own difficulties. If something happens to me, she will have to be a widow. After these words came out, Father Xiao and Mother Xiao's faces suddenly became ugly, and they looked at each other, seeing each other's helplessness. I didn't care about this matter and went into their house by myself. Par, what nonsense are you talking about? Xiao Enyan snorted coldly. In the evening, the old couple did not come out for dinner. No matter how Xiao Enyan yelled, he ignored her. Just watch, you've made your parents so angry. Xiao Beichen sighed, lowered his eyes, and said nothing. He asked the bodyguards to send the things back. He didn't want to have anything to do with Qingcheng. The deeper it is, the more unforgettable it is. It's better to forget a scumbag like him as soon as possible. After eating by himself, he cleaned up the dishes and lay on the bed, which made Xiao Enyan curse, I haven't finished eating yet. It was summer, and the cicadas were chirping. Since suppressing the fire poison, his body functions have gradually recovered to their peak. For example, Xiao Enyan was cursing his brother for being tactless. Such a good woman couldn't be found with a lantern, and he told her to get out. Xiao Beichen was too lazy to think about it. Just when he was about to go to bed, he heard a faint sobbing sound from another room. What do you mean by what Beichen just said? Zhao Yalan's voice was weak and trembling. Hey! Xiao Jinghua lit a cigarette. Usually, he seldom smoked, so he coughed a few times. Beichen still couldn't let go of his deep hatred. When he just became an adult, he shouted that he didn't want to go to college and wanted to join the army. Although he didn't say it clearly, we all knew that he wanted revenge. Xiao Jinghua took 2 more puffs. This child has a stubborn temper. Even if we repeatedly dissuade him, he won't listen. After being worried for so long, he finally came back. I want him to find a girl. If he has concerns in his heart, he will have concerns when he wants to take revenge. But Xiao Jinghua didn't say the rest of the words, and silently wiped away his tears. Xiao Beichen lay on the bed, his heart was like a knife, his nails were pierced into his flesh, but he didn't feel any pain. Tell me, what should we do if something happens to him? Those people are powerful and we ordinary people can't afford to offend them. Although Xiao Beichen was picked up by them, they felt the same way about him as their own son. They couldn't bear to watch their son die. Don't cry, it will be bad if you wake them up later. Xiao Jinghua said, I'll talk to Beichen tomorrow to see if there is any turning point. The voice gradually weakened, but Xiao Beichen couldn't sleep all night. The next morning, Xiao Jinghua wanted to talk. Xiao Beichen took the lead and said, Mom and Dad, I'll marry her. Really? Xiao Jinghua and Zhao Yalan were overjoyed, and the stone hanging in their hearts fell instantly. Xiao Enyan smiled and said, some people can't hold back. Why are you still standing there? Call my sister-in-law quickly. By the way, on the other side, the office of the chairman of Yi Group. Although she put on some light makeup, it still couldn't cover the dark circles at the corners of her eyes. She sat on the chair, not working. Instead, she stared at her phone. She spent the whole night like this. The phone seemed to be broken and had no response. Beep 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 tilde tilde tilde. The phone suddenly rang. Qingcheng answered it immediately. Know that you called me. I knew you couldn't let me go. Qingcheng, I definitely can't let you go. I'll book a table at Shark Restaurant tonight and have dinner together. A man's voice came from inside, but it was not Xiao Beichen. Oh. Qingcheng's face was full of disappointment, and she hung up the phone directly. Then, several calls came in one after another. She was a little upset. She perfunctorily answered them all. Boss Yi, the board of directors has arrived. Wang Xiaodai knocked on the door and walked in. Seeing Qingcheng's state, she felt very distressed. Boss Yi, isn't it good for you to attend the meeting in this state? Qingcheng sighed, go to the meeting. Just at this moment, the phone rang again. It was an unfamiliar number. Hello, this is Qingcheng. The tone was indifferent. She no longer expected Xiao Beichen to call her. Come to the Civil Affairs Bureau and get the certificate. It was Xiao Beichen's voice on the other end of the phone. He really called. And he wanted to get the certificate. In an instant, Qingcheng's face was full of joy. Xiaodai, lend me your cosmetics. Although puzzled, Wang Xiaodai still took it out of his bag. She had been with Qingcheng for several years, and had never seen Qingcheng care so much about her appearance. The last second, she still looked indifferent. I don't understand. Xiaodai, tell the board of directors that the meeting is postponed for 3 hours. Qingcheng said as she walked, tidying up her appearance in front of the mirror. Boss Yi, this is our first board meeting. It's not good to refuse the meeting time. Arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau. After seeing Xiao Beichen, Qingcheng pretended to be reserved, finally figured it out. I can marry you, but I have a few agreements. Xiao Beichen said. You say? Qingcheng didn't care about the others anymore. First, you are not allowed to disclose the news of our marriage to the outside world, so there will be no wedding. Second, take all your dowry back, I don't want any of it. Third, you can't covet my body. Fourth, if you can accept the above conditions, I agree to marry you. Xiao Beichen said a lot. Okay, I have one too, that is, you move in and live with me, or live in your house. Qingcheng agreed without thinking. The staff of the Civil Affairs Bureau looked at the couple with envy. The girl is pretty and the boy is handsome. They are a perfect match. Hello, Mr. Xiao. Qingcheng also walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau and stretched out her hand with a smile. Chapter 6 The plan begins. Xiao Beichen's face was a little complicated, but he still stretched out his hand. I really don't know what you like about me. I like you as a person. Sometimes, you don't need too many reasons to like someone. Maybe it was the evening breeze blowing by, the full moon was in the sky, the moonlight was shining on the earth, and there happened to be someone around, and the person in front of her almost lost his life for her. Qingcheng took out a key from her pocket. This is the key to building 108 of Univiller district. I have something to do in the group, so I'll leave first. Wait for me to come back in the evening. She really wanted to go home with Xiao Beichen, but she couldn't be absent from the first board meeting. Looking at her back, Xiao Beichen's expression was particularly complicated. Women are really strange creatures. We have only known each other for a few months, but you want to remember it for a lifetime. After sighing, Xiao Beichen lowered his head and stroked the marriage certificate, feeling unbelievable. If those 6 ancestors knew, they would kill me. When he thought of this, Xiao Beichen felt his scalp tingling. At the same time, several women who were still struggling to find Xiao Beichen's whereabouts in various places frowned. What's going on? Why do I feel a murderous intent inexplicably rising in my heart? And not long after Xiao Beichen left, a figure appeared on the street. She has a beautiful appearance and a proud figure, but she is cold as ice, giving people a temperament that keeps strangers away. At this moment, she frowned. Strange, why do I feel a familiar smell? Looking up, it was the Civil Affairs Department in front of her. Thinking of someone, she sneered, HMPH, if he dares to get married with another woman, I will make him unable to take care of himself in the next life. Xiao Beichen did not go to Univiller district immediately, but came to Citibank. He wanted to take away the things he had. This is a place outside the domain that specializes in storing items for upper-class people. It is not enough to have enough wealth, but you must have a supreme status. In the whole Qingcheng, those who are qualified to enter here are all tough characters. Xiao Beichen, who is dressed in simple clothes, is out of place in this place. Sir, this is not the place you should come to. As soon as he arrived at the door, Xiao Beichen was stopped by a royal sister in professional clothes. I'm here to handle business. Xiao Beichen smiled. The royal sister immediately chuckled and mocked. Sir, do you have a monthly salary of 3,000? Do you know where this is? If you want to do business, turn right when you go out. There is a bank that specializes in handling business for poor people like you. I am dying of laughter. You are wearing cheap clothes and want to do business at Citibank. Suddenly, a black card appeared in Xiao Beichen's hand. Ask the person in charge here to come out and see me. Dragon pattern black card. The royal sister's laughter stopped abruptly. Instead, she was terrified and uneasy. Dragon pattern black card. It is only the top-level people in Citibank that can own it. In the whole world, the number of people who can own this black card can be counted on one hand. Soon, the person in charge came over respectfully. Dear Mr. Xiao, welcome back. Lead the way. At this moment, Xiao Beichen seemed to have changed into a different person. No longer a nobody living in the village in the city, but a powerful man who looks down on the world and has an invincible posture. Come to the deepest part of Citibank. Here is buried everything Xiao Beichen once had. He is the Dark Emperor. In the Dragon domain, he may not be well known. But in the Sin domain, he is the king of the dark world. He is obsessed with evil and poisoned by fire. In order to prevent his enemies from coming, he chose to seal everything up. Now, he is back. Naturally, he has to open the dusty things. Through the retina, open an encrypted safe. There is a mobile phone and a pendant in it. The front says, Darkness. The back says, Emperor. Picking up the phone, he made a call. An excited voice came from the other end of the phone. Hey, Dark Emperor, you are back. Yes. Xiao Beichen said coldly, the plan can start. Yes. Many brothers are looking forward to this moment. Yi Group, Board Office. Yi Qingcheng was dressed in a professional suit, outlining the perfect curves, and a melon seed face, which made people salivate. Boss Yi, you are late for the first board meeting. Are you trying to show off to us old guys? An old man with white hair and beard showed dissatisfaction on his face. Sorry, I was delayed by something. Yi Qingcheng said in a flat tone. HMPH, let's not talk nonsense. We are all familiar with Mr. Yi's name. He is very successful in the imperial capital, but Qingcheng is not like the imperial capital. Here, you can rely on us old guys, and the rest of your relationships are useless. They are used to the days of local tyrants, and they are obviously dissatisfied with the parachuting of a chairman in the imperial capital. They deliberately said this to give Yi Qingcheng a warning. Although Yi Qingcheng is the chairman, they have the final say here. She is called the queen of the business world just because she has some relationships in the imperial capital. What a joke! Old Ji was full of disdain. Yi Qingcheng smiled lightly. Old Ji is right, I still have to rely on you, but I also investigated some things before I came here, such as the group's account books. Do you need me to take these things out? When these words came out, the whole audience was stunned. They all have dirty hands. Once the account books are made public, they will be finished. Old Ji was furious and about to explode. A board member beside him hurriedly said, Boss Ji is joking with you. You are the queen of the business world, you have connections wherever you go. Okay. Yi Qingcheng would not delve into this matter, and would not easily reveal this trump card. Next, let's talk about the development of the high-tech zone. Why has there been no progress after so long? Everyone looked at each other. Boss Yi, let me report this situation. The middle-aged man who spoke was the one who was in charge of the project. He stood up and said, It's not that we don't want to carry out the project, but those demolishers in the high-tech zone, together with local gangsters, want to blackmail us. The workers were beaten away several times. We compensate according to the standards above, but they are asking for 5 million per household. We really can't afford so much money. Old Ji sneered, this is not a problem for Boss Yi. I believe that everything will be solved in less than 2 days. 2 days. All the board members looked at Yi Qingcheng. This project has been delayed for almost a year and has not started yet. How can it be solved in 2 days? Okay. I agree. To everyone's surprise, Yi Qingcheng took it without saying a word. Wang Xiaodai, who was standing next to him, was stunned. Ji Lao laughed again and again, as expected of the queen of the business world. You are bold. I will give you 2 days. The meeting ended. Back to the office. Wang Xiaodai was a little anxious. Boss Yi, how can you agree to such an unreasonable request? This is impossible. If it could be solved, they would not have delayed it for so long. Qingcheng tapped the table lightly with his fingers. If I don't do this, how can they obey me? In fact, I just came to Qingcheng and have no foundation. If I show weakness at this time, they will despise me even more. Call those people in the high-tech zone and ask them to send someone who can speak. After packing up her things, it was already evening. She drove back to Building 108 of Univiller District, but did not see Xiao Beichen. She looked for him anxiously. When she was about to call him, Xiao Beichen appeared at the door. Qingcheng asked with a hint of anger, "Where have you been?" Chapter 7 Yi Saru. What's it to you? Xiao Beichen acted a little indifferent. Don't forget the agreement we agreed on. You have no right to ask me where I go or what I do. He agreed to get married. He was not going to spend the rest of his life with Qingcheng. He knew his situation very well. If Qingcheng gave up on herself, she would forget about it. Qingcheng didn't care. Have you eaten? I haven't eaten yet. Can you give me a bowl of noodles? Only in front of Xiao Beichen would she show her girlish side. Xiao Beichen's noodles were delicious. She still remembers the taste. I'm sleepy. Xiao Beichen ignored him. Order takeout for yourself. By the way, which room should I sleep in? Are you so cruel? Qingcheng's big watery eyes made anyone confused. As a goddess, no man can resist such coquetry. Xiao Beichen's heart skipped a beat, but he still said, no. A hand touched Qingcheng's chin. I married you not to be your slave, but to let you serve me. Do you understand? Qingcheng curled her lips. What a cruel man, casually pointed to a room, turned into the kitchen to find food. Seeing Qingcheng's feminine side, Xiao Beichen still turned into the room. The room was large, luxuriously decorated, but Xiao Beichen didn't have the heart to appreciate it. Squeak! After an unknown amount of time, a gap appeared in the door, and a beam of light shone in. Then, lying on the bed, Xiao Beichen smelled a fragrance, which was refreshing, and his restless heart was pounding. A pair of white and tender hands slowly touched him from bottom to top. Xiao Beichen was startled and suddenly jumped up from the bed, turned on the light in the room, and his heart beat even harder. Qingcheng was wearing a tight black nightgown, revealing her white thighs, blinking her charming eyes, like a succubus. Xiao Beichen swallowed his saliva and tried to stay calm, but damn, such a beautiful goddess was sent to the bed. Who could stay calm except for something wrong? You, what are you doing? Qingcheng gently brushed her long hair behind her ears, and put her other hand on her snow-white thigh. Didn't you say that if you marry me, I would let you serve you? I'm here now, it's not like I haven't done it before. Are you still shy? Xiao Beichen's face flushed. The third agreement is that you are not allowed to lust after my body. Is it not okay for a couple to do some normal exercise? Qingcheng's voice was like a demon fox, tempting people to commit crimes at any time. No. Xiao Beichen refused righteously. Okay. Qingcheng looked helpless, couldn't even get this trick. I'm tired. Don't stand there like an idiot. Come and sleep. Sleep for nothing. I'll go to the next room. Without waiting for Qingcheng to respond, Xiao Beichen immediately picked up his coat and ran to another room, locking the door without saying a word. Tilde. Xiao Beichen panted heavily and buried his head in the quilt. No matter what was said outside, he just pretended not to hear. Hey, this is my sister's room. Qingcheng shouted. Finally, after staying at the door for more than 10 minutes, he snorted coldly and returned to his room. Forget it, my sister is out fooling around all day and may not come back, not to mention that he has already locked the door. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. A woman wearing a trendy brand walked in. She looked a bit like Qingcheng. He turned on the light in the living room, washed up drunkenly, and walked towards the room on the second floor, only to find that the door was locked. Damn sister, you want me to sleep on the sofa? Luckily I brought the key. He put the key into the hole, got into his favorite little flower back and fell asleep. The next day, the first ray of sunlight in the morning shone in. Yi Saru turned over and felt something plump. Suddenly woke up. I actually saw a man sleeping on her bed. The most hateful thing is that his hand is on the shameful place. R. A shrill scream came out of Yi Saru's mouth. What happened? Xiao Beichen also woke up immediately, and then let out a louder scream than Yi Saru. Quickly pulled the quilt over to cover the body full of male hormones. Who the hell are you? Why are you in my room? The black line on Yi Saru's forehead rubbed out. What are you blocking? Hearing the noise, Qingcheng rushed out immediately. Sister, who is he? Why is there a man in my room? Yi Saru's face turned pale, and she hid behind Qingcheng in one step. Qingcheng's face was also a little embarrassed, and she coughed twice. He is my husband. I thought you would not come back, so I let him sleep in your room. R. Yi Saru screamed again. Sister, what did you say just now? He is your husband. When did you get married? Why don't I know? Yesterday. Qingcheng said, and then took out the marriage certificate she had just received from the room. Yi Saru rubbed her eyes, looked at it again, and her face was full of disbelief. After a morning, Yi Saru finally accepted the fact that her sister got the certificate. However, this does not mean that she recognizes this brother-in-law. What do you do? Yi Saru asked like a patriarch. Xiao Beichen shrugged. No job. What education? High school graduate. He was admitted to university, but he didn't go to the army. From what famous family? Living in a village in the city. Crazy, definitely crazy. Yi Saru was about to cry to death. Sister, the men pursuing you can line up from the imperial capital to the outside world. Why do you want to find such a waste? Except for being good looking, there is nothing else good about him. There is nothing that can match my sister. Anyone picked up on the street is 100 times better than him. No. If this matter spreads to the imperial capital, those people will go crazy, and your family will not let you go. You must get a divorce today. I can't let you marry such a waste. Yi Saru stood up suddenly. In contrast, Qingcheng was much calmer, eating breakfast. I like him. That's enough. As for the family, only God knows, you know, and I know. As long as you don't say it and I don't say it, they won't know. Xiao Beichen watched her performance happily. He didn't say a word. Sister, he is not from the same world as us. Why do you want to abuse yourself like this? I came to this place from the imperial capital for you. Anyway, I have only one thing to say. Either he will be kicked out or I will leave. You choose. Yi Saru almost shouted in a roaring voice. Ha! The gate is over there, go by yourself. Chapter 8. 5 more seconds to live. Sister, I am your biological sister. Yi Saru yelled. He is my husband. I have been with you for more than 20 years, but I am not as good as an outsider. He is my husband. Yi Saru was speechless. Can you stop saying this? I am full. There are still a lot of things that need to be dealt with by the group. Qingcheng stood up and said before leaving, by the way, your brother-in-law has no job, so you can rest at home and cook for him at noon. Just when she was about to curse, Qingcheng left. She is a rich lady. She has always been the one to cook for others, and now she has to cook for others. Her little face almost fell to the sky. No matter how she looks at Xiao Beichen, she can't stand it. She took out a bank card from her pocket, feeling extremely distressed. This was her private savings. There are 5 million in this card. Take it away and get out of here, leave my sister. Thank you, boss, you are so generous. Xiao Beichen took the card without saying anything, turned around and walked out. Yi Saru crossed her arms, looking smug, and at the same time a little sarcastic. He is indeed a waste, and he was bought with 5 million. I really don't know what kind of magic potion he gave me, but just get out of here. She made a phone call casually. Sister, that bastard is so useless. He was sent away with 5 million. This kind of person approaches you just for money. Now you can see his true face clearly. Don't thank me, I am Lei Feng. Yi Saru, are you stupid? I got a marriage certificate with him. Do you think it's useful to chase him away? Qingcheng found it a little funny. Yi Saru turned the corner and slapped her thigh. Sister, call him back and get a divorce. Impossible. Hang up the phone directly. Yi Saru collapsed on the chair and looked at the table full of dishes and chopsticks, and became even more upset. My private money. You two bastards cheated me of my money. On the other side, Xiao Beichen came to a herbal medicine store. Sir, what herbs do you want to buy? Asked a staff member in a white coat. Blackbeard grass, Litsi cubeber, Qingcheng wood. Xiao Beichen said a lot of things. The reason why he wanted to buy these things was to treat Xiao Enyan's leg disease. Before, he didn't dare to use the power in his body. Now that he has recovered, he naturally wants to cure Xiao Enyan's leg disease as soon as possible. These herbs are not cheap. Voiceover, do you have enough money on you? Xiao Beichen threw down a card, and the staff member took it and swiped it, and immediately smiled. Sir, wait a minute, I will go to get you medicine right away. Yes. At this moment, a large group of black-clothed people suddenly came outside, carrying a middle-aged man. Dr. Huang, please save my dad. A young man shouted anxiously. An old man with white hair and beard came out from the inner room. He looked closely and was shocked. The person carried in was none other than the mayor of Qingcheng, who was vomiting black blood and was obviously terminally ill. Hurry, lie him down. Bring me my silver needle. Wang Yuan shouted hurriedly. Opening the needle roll, a thin silver needle fell into his hand, like a fish in water. Xiao Beichen took a look and saw that he had some strength. This person's illness was not serious, and a few needles would be fine. Destiny. Tanzhong. Yaguang. Jinmu. Xiao Beichen nodded. He had learned the Phoenix 7 needles well. Wang Yuan stood up and wiped the sweat from his forehead. Mayor Zhao is fine. Huh. Shouldn't there be one more needle? Xiao Beichen was slightly stunned and muttered softly. Phoenix 7 needles. As the name suggests, there are 7 needles, and he has only given 6 needles now. The most critical one has not been given yet, otherwise all the previous efforts will be wasted. Thank you, Dr. Huang, for your great kindness. I, Zhao Tianan, will never forget it. Zhao Qingcheng breathed a sigh of relief. After a while, Zhao Huiyan, mayor of Qingcheng, woke up. His breath was stable, just like a normal person. Upon learning that it was Wang Yuan who saved him, he quickly bowed. Dr. Huang, thank you so much. As a doctor, the purpose is to cure diseases and save lives. It's not enough to thank you. I will prescribe some medicine for Mayor Zhao to eradicate his stubborn illness. Wang Yuan smiled, and the stone hanging on the wall also fell. If Mayor Zhao got into trouble with him, his entire herbal medicine shop would be overturned. Old man, you still have 1 needle left. Xiao Beichen said. 1 more needle. Wang Yuan smiled. Sir, are you kidding me? Phoenix 6 needles, where did the 7 needles come from? So that's it, you haven't learned the 7th needle. Xiao Beichen nodded, then he will be killed by you. As soon as this was said, everyone was stunned. Wang Yuan was a bit angry even though he was good-tempered. Are you a doctor? Do you have a medical license? No. HMPH. You are not a doctor and you don't have a medical license, but you dare to say that. Young man, you can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. Be careful not to get into trouble. Wang Yuan said coldly. Do you know who this is? Our Jiangcheng's famous Dr. Huang, the first doctor in Qingcheng who will join the Medicine King Hall next year. Do you need your instructions here? Zhao Qianqing said coldly. You dare to curse my father to death. I think you are the one who is looking for death. Just when Zhao Qianqing was about to take action, Zhao Huiyan waved his hand. Forget it, ignorance is not a crime. How long can you live? Xiao Beichen stretched out his palm and said lightly. 5 days. Zhao Huiyan said lightly. 5. 4. 3. Xiao Beichen's fingers fell one by one. This action also completely annoyed Zhao Huiyan. Boy, do you really think that I, Zhao Huiyan, have no temper? Dare to curse the mayor, does this kid want to live? The mayor has already let him go and doesn't bother with him, but now he dares to talk nonsense. The people around were whispering, and no one expected Xiao Beichen to be so bold. Wang Yuan said coldly, ignorant boy. Zhao Qianqing's face was gloomy and terrible. Damn it, I think you are looking for death. Puff. Suddenly, Zhao Huiyan's face changed suddenly, sometimes blue and sometimes purple, and a mouthful of black blood suddenly spurted out. Help, help me. Chapter 9 Phoenix 7 Needles. No one expected the sudden situation. Wang Yuan was quick-witted and quickly gave another acupuncture, but it was useless. Wang Yuan, what happened to my dad? Zhao Qiancheng was furious. If anything happens to him, I will make you disappear from Jiangcheng. Wang Yuan's forehead was sweating and his whole body was trembling. There was no doubt that the other party would tear him apart. Suddenly remembered Xiao Beichen's words. Quickly said respectfully, "Sir, please help." Not interested. Plop. Wang Yuan knelt down directly. "Sir, I didn't recognize the great man just now. I'm sorry for the offense. I hope you can forgive me." A great doctor knelt down to an unknown person. The people around him couldn't help but look at him with admiration. Then, Zhao Qingcheng also knelt down. "Sir, please save my dad. As long as you help, I will agree to any conditions." "Little brother, saving a life is better than building a 7-story pagoda. Yes, Mayor Zhao is a leader that we rarely see in Qingcheng in 100 years, please save him." The people around saw that Xiao Beichen was indifferent and hurriedly persuaded him. Xiao Beichen saw Zhao Qiancheng's filial piety and it was difficult to refuse. Anyway, it was just a piece of cake for him. I don't know when a silver needle appeared in his hand and pierced his forehead with great precision. Who tilder tilder tilder. A large breath of turbid air came out of Zhao Huayan's mouth. The face gradually became normal and the eyes became focused. "Dad, how do you feel?" Zhao Qiancheng asked hurriedly. "It feels so good, so good." Zhao Huayan felt like he was 10 years younger and had endless strength. There really are 7 phoenix needles in this world. Wang Yuan couldn't help but be shocked. "Divine doctor, this is a divine doctor." Zhao Qiancheng turned around to thank him, but found that Xiao Beichen had already taken the medicine and left. Zhao Huayan sighed, "Don't seek fame, don't seek profit. Qiancheng, you must learn from this gentleman." In fact, Xiao Beichen felt troubled and didn't want to get too involved with these people. Just at this time, Xiao Beichen received a call from an unfamiliar number. "Hello, is this Xiao Beichen?" An anxious voice came from inside. "Who are you?" "I am Mr. Yi's secretary, Wang Xiaodai, Mr. Yi." Wang Xiaodai told the whole story, which roughly meant that Yi's group was doing development in the high-tech zone, but was stopped by a group of gangsters. They asked Mr. Yi to go to Longfeng building alone to negotiate. There is no doubt that Yi Qingcheng really went alone. This stupid woman. Xiao Beichen cursed in his heart, but on the surface he showed an indifferent attitude and said coldly, "I don't ask about work matters." There was silence on the phone for 2 seconds. Suddenly he was furious, "You are complete scumbag." Wang Xiaodai has seen many men, but it is the first time she has seen such a scumbag as Xiao Qianchen. He is simply a scum among men, no. He should not be considered a man. His woman was in danger, but he was indifferent. I really don't know what Mr. Yi likes about him. After hanging up the phone, Xiao Qianchen stopped a taxi and went to Longfeng Tower. His woman could not be humiliated by anyone. Soon, the car stopped at Longfeng Tower. He saw Yi Qingcheng at a glance, sitting in the hall, obviously arranged by Yi Qingcheng, and he watched from a distance. Sitting opposite Yi Qingcheng was a bald man with dragon and tiger tattoos and a ruffian look. He looked at Yi Qingcheng without concealing his eyes. "You are worthy of being the legendary queen of the business world. You are so beautiful." Yi Qingcheng had no intention of being nervous. "Bold Qiang, you illegally blocked the construction and caused a lot of losses to our group. How should this matter be settled?" "Okay. Okay." Bold Qiang said happily, "As long as Mr. Yi drinks these 2 bottles of wine, I will immediately let my men withdraw." The 2 bottles of wine on the table were XO worth several thousand yuan, with a high alcohol content. Ordinary people would be dizzy even if they drank 1 bottle, let alone 2 bottles. Fool. Xiao Beichen couldn't help but sneer. Don't look at Yi Qingcheng as a girl, but when it comes to drinking, even he may not be her opponent. Okay. Yi Qingcheng smiled lightly. Without saying anything, she drank 2 bottles of wine in front of everyone. Her face flushed immediately, but she was very clear-headed. Everyone couldn't help but marvel. These were 2 bottles of XO. How could she finish them just like that? Yi Qingcheng wiped her mouth. "Now that the wine is finished, shouldn't you also fulfill your promise?" Har har har. Wang Toqiang clapped his hands. "You are worthy of being the queen of the business world, a heroine. I admire you." I immediately asked my men to withdraw, but I can't control those villagers. Yi Qingcheng's expression suddenly turned cold. "Are you trying to cheat?" Wang Toqiang laughed. "How can this be called cheating? So, Mr. Yi, drink 2 more bottles of wine, and I will settle this matter for you." 2 more bottles of XO were placed in front of Yi Qingcheng. Yi Qingcheng looked at Guangtou Qiang with a playful look. It seems that you have no intention to solve this matter. How can you say that? I am giving you a chance. As for whether you can grasp it, it depends on you, Mr. Yi. Guangtou Qiang crossed his arms and leaned on his seat. While Yi Qingcheng was thinking about what to do, I will help Mr. Yi drink. Xiao Dai. Yi Qingcheng looked over in the direction of the voice. Another beauty. Guangtou Qiang's face was full of smiles. Mr. Yi, you can't drink anymore. Even if you have a good alcohol tolerance, you have to get drunk. Wang Xiaodai said. This is full of Guangtou Qiang's people. If you get drunk, it will be a big trouble. Wang Xiaodai picked up the XO and was about to drink it, but was stopped by Yi Qingcheng. She knew that Wang Xiaodai could not drink, so she smiled and said, Bold Qiang, let's stop here today. I will come to see you tomorrow. Let's go. As soon as their voice fell, Bold Qiang stood up suddenly. Wait, Mr. Yi, do you think this place is a place where you can come and go as you please? A large group of gangsters surrounded him immediately. What do you want to do? Yi Qingcheng said coldly. Of course, go to bed with you. Bold Qiang smiled and said, I have played with many women, but I have never played with a beautiful woman like Mr. Yi. I don't know what it feels like. As for the other beauty, leave it to my men. Har har har, thank you, bold brother. A group of men immediately laughed evilly. It seemed that Yi Qingcheng and the other 2 were already fish on their chopping boards, ready to be slaughtered. But he didn't see it. In a corner, a cold and gloomy gaze was watching his every move. A little bit of chaos would determine his life or death. Chapter 10. In my life, I only give people one chance. Wang Xiaodai was scared. When had she ever encountered such a situation? Yi Qingcheng said lightly, Bold Qiang. Did I give you face? What the hell are you talking about? The younger brother behind him was immediately unhappy. Don't think you are awesome just because you are the queen of the business world. You are still a cheap woman in front of our bold brother. Believe it or not, I will slap you twice. Bold Qiang stopped him and said with a smirk, Boss Yi, don't think I don't know that although you are powerful in the imperial capital, this is Jiangcheng. You have no foundation. What can you do to me? Really? Yi Qingcheng pulled a chair and sat down. Then believe it or not, as long as I make a phone call, the people in the imperial capital will come and cut you into pieces. Who are you trying to scare? Do you really think that I, Bold Qiang, was scared? Bold Qiang said disdainfully. Whether it is a scare or not, then wait and see. Seeing Yi Qingcheng's fearless look, Bold Qiang was a little panicked. After all, Yi Qingcheng is famous. Who knows what means he has? But he didn't want to let her go so easily. For a while, he was in a dilemma. In the end, reason overcame desire, and he said coldly, It's cruel. No wonder he can gain a foothold in the imperial capital. Get lost. Let's go. Yi Qingcheng stood up and left with Wang Xiaodai. Seeing that the 2 were fine, Xiao Beichen was relieved. Brother Bold, just let them go like this, asked the younger brother beside him. Guangtou Qiang took a sip of wine and said coldly, Humph, don't forget the land in the high-tech zone. Unless she takes the initiative to sleep with me, otherwise, don't think of letting it go. You can hide from the first day, but you can't hide from the 15th day. The boss is smart. The subordinates immediately flattered. Guangtou Qiang, give me face, withdraw your people, and don't go to trouble the Yi group. At this moment, an untimely voice sounded. Guangtou Qiang's men were immediately furious. Who the hell are you? You have no right to speak here. Get out of here. What the hell? Guangtou Qiang sneered, Who are you? I'm Yi Qingcheng's husband. Xiao Beichen said indifferently. Har har har. I haven't heard that Yi Qingcheng is married. You are probably Yi Qingcheng's liquor. I don't care who you are. Now kneel down and kowtow to me and admit your mistakes. Guangtou Qiang sneered and didn't take it seriously at all. Seeing that Xiao Beichen didn't move, Guangtou Qiang's men became a little impatient and pressed Xiao Beichen's shoulders. My boss asked you to kneel down, didn't you hear? Par. With a slap, the men flew out. Damn it, those who dare to hit me are looking for death. Come on. More than 30 thugs rushed forward in a mighty force, and all the guests around were shocked. This guy is crazy. He dared to provoke Bold Qiang. Bo Qiang is the local boss in this area. Even the CEO of Yi Group doesn't dare to mess with him, but he dared to provoke him. He is probably some kind of brainless fan of Yi Qingcheng. Didn't you hear him claiming to be Yi Qingcheng's husband? Beauty is the root of trouble. This guy is completely finished. Let's get away from him. Bo Qiang smiled coldly. Dare to provoke him, this is the end. However, the next moment, he was stunned. Bang! 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 In just a few breaths, more than 30 thugs all lay on the ground. Blood stained Xiao Beichen's clothes red. Monster, monster! A face full of murderous aura, eyes as cold as a demon. Like a hell shura, the ground is full of blood. It makes people feel terrified. Everyone in the Dragon and Phoenix building was trembling and frightened. No one could have imagined that someone could be so fierce, fighting against more than 30 people alone, and in such a short time, all of them were knocked to the ground. Bo Qiang, with fear in his eyes, "You, who are you?" I said, "Give me a face." "No, then die." Xiao Beichen approached slowly, his eyes cold. "You, don't come over." Bo Qiang was almost scared to death. "Brother, I can't make the decision on the matter of the high-tech zone." "Yes, it was Lord Longhu who asked us to do this." Crack. Directly, breaking the neck. In my life, I only give people one chance. On the other side, the two people who left the Dragon and Phoenix building were also in fear. "Boss Yi, don't do such dangerous things next time, we almost broke." Wang Xiaodai patted her chest. Yi Qingcheng smiled, "Why did you come here?" "I'm worried about you." Wang Xiaodai curled her lips, and then her face showed indignation. "Boss Yi, you really can't be with that scumbag." "Why?" "I just called him and asked him to come to pick you up, but guess what he said? He said he didn't care about work, and hung up the phone directly. This kind of man, who has no responsibility, how can he be worthy of you? I think he is a coward. As long as he is a man, how can he watch his woman being humiliated?" Wang Xiaodai was indignant, and their words were all dissatisfied with Xiao Beichen. He is a complete waste who can only bully others. Yi Qingcheng pondered for a moment and said, "Xiaodai, this is your fault. This is indeed a work matter. Besides, I have an agreement with him that he will not interfere in work matters." Although he said so, Yi Qingcheng felt a little uncomfortable in his heart. However, it was gone in an instant. Now, she only wanted Xiao Beichen to stay by her side, and nothing else mattered. She knew why Xiao Beichen did this, just to make her give up. However, how could she give up the man she had chosen so easily? "In the future, don't call him about work. I drank a little too much, so I'll sleep for a while." Wang Xiaodai wanted to continue talking, but swallowed the words back. Yi Qingcheng leaned against the car window, but didn't feel sleepy at all. "Beichen, what are you thinking?" Ding dong. A text message came, and Yi Qingcheng picked up the phone in a daze. It was an unfamiliar number. The development of the high-tech zone is controlled by Zhang Longhu of Qingcheng Group behind the scenes. Yi Qingcheng frowned, "Who are you?" The message fell on deaf ears. There was no response at all. Yi Qingcheng made a call, but found that it was an empty number. "Xiaodai, help me investigate whether there is a conflict of interest between Yi's Group and Qingcheng Group. It is better to believe it than not." When Xiaodai turned on the computer and checked it immediately. Sure enough, they found that Yi's Group and Qingcheng Group had a major conflict 2 years ago because of the project in the high-tech zone. However, in the end, Qingcheng Group was the first to withdraw from the project. Chapter 11 Suzaku, Swipe 1 billion. Those old guys on the board of directors did it on purpose. I'll call them now to question them. Wang Xiaodai said dissatisfiedly. The board of directors must have known this news a long time ago. But no one said anything. They were still stupid enough to go to Bo Qiang. Yi Qingcheng shook her head and stopped her. "Even if you go to the trouble to ask for punishment, what effect can it have on the matter? But we just have to suffer this loss in silence." Wang Xiaodai felt a little wronged. "Don't worry, I'll pay it back in the future." Yi Qingcheng was not a good person either, so this feud was established. "Boss Yi, why did you suddenly think of investigating Qingcheng Group?" Wang Xiaodai asked the doubts in her heart. Yi Qingcheng showed her the text message. "This man is not your pursuer." Wang Xiaodai said, "If you ask me, Mr. Yi, you don't want that scumbag. This kind of man who helps you is worth accompanying for a lifetime." There are so many people who have helped me, so I will marry them one by one. Qingcheng glanced at him. Wang Xiaodai stuck out her tongue. Anyway, I think no matter who it is better than that Xiao Beichen. Qingcheng ignored it, clicked on the text message, and replied with 2 words, thank you. Xiao Beichen, who received the text message, smiled slightly. You don't need to say thank you to me. Boss, what are you crazy about? Suddenly, a jeep stopped in front of him, rolled down the window, and it was a young woman in her 20s, wearing a tight suit, with a delicate face and short hair. Why are you here? Xiao Beichen asked in surprise. The plan has already begun. Qinglong, Baihu, and Xuanwu have all gone to the imperial capital. I am worried about you, so I came here. Qinglong, Baihu, Suzaku, Xuanwu. All of them are his capable subordinates outside the domain. The short-haired woman in front of him is Zhu Q. What else should I worry about? Xiao Beichen said with a smile. Who made my boss do some inappropriate things for a long time? Zhu Q shrugged. For example, he got married without telling us. You investigated me. Don't forget, I'm still the Dark Emperor, the Lord of the Dark Palace. Don't use this trick to scare me. I was deceived by your momentum at the beginning. Zhu Q didn't buy it at all, who knew that he was an inappropriate lord. Let's go, get in the car, take you to a place. Xiao Beichen was helpless. Now, this group of subordinates, one by one, let themselves go. Opened the car door and got in. However, they didn't know that there was a figure hiding in the dark, secretly filming all this. He, you bastard. I have caught the evidence of cheating, right? I'll see how you can quibble when the time comes. Soon, the car drove to a building. What are you doing here? Xiao Beichen asked in confusion. To buy a house, of course. Suzaku smiled and said, we don't have a base in Qingcheng yet, and don't you want Qingcheng to give up? Creating a better suitor is not an easy way to make her give up. Qingcheng will face a lot of trouble in Qingcheng if she wants to completely control the Yi group. You don't want to do it openly, do you? What he said made sense. This building is not simple, it is the most luxurious villa area in Qingcheng. Uni Villa area. That is where Qingcheng's villa is located. The cheapest one is worth tens of millions. When entering the building, a staff member came to greet him. However, he hesitated when he saw what they were wearing. Zhu Q was dressed in a tight suit, and it was hard to tell how rich he was. Xiao Beichen, who was next to him, was not a rich man. Sir, please go out. This is the most luxurious villa area in Qingcheng. Each villa is worth tens of millions. You can't afford it at all. Salesman He Rui said suddenly. You look down on people. We are here to buy a house. Zhu Q was instantly unhappy. Buy a house? Sorry, I can't see that you can afford a house here. You look so poor, and you want to buy a house worth tens of millions. You are dreaming. He Rui looked up and down and sneered. Par. Xiao Beichen slapped the other person in the face. Speak with respect. You dare to hit me. He Rui's face was full of disbelief. I'm hitting you. Zhu Q snorted coldly. Ask your manager to come over. Soon, a middle-aged man appeared in the hall. After learning what happened, he immediately bowed and apologized. Sir, miss, I'm sorry. This is our new employee, we are ignorant, please forgive us. He Rui covered her face, wishing to tear Xiao Beichen to pieces. No one has ever slapped her. Manager, I was wrong to say the wrong thing, but he slapped me, so he must apologize. The manager said, let's take a step back. Sir, why don't you apologize to her too, and let this matter go? Zhu Q said disdainfully, slapping her is light, if it were in the past. Her head is already moved now. I have to say that the boss now has a really good temper. In the Sin domain, who dare to say no to him? The end is death. You. Damn, bitch. He Rui was so angry that he wanted to rush forward to argue. But Zhu Q kicked him sideways and knocked him to the ground. This action also caused dissatisfaction in the manager, who immediately said, Sir, miss, you are a bit too much. Too much. Zhu Q couldn't help but sneered and took out a card. I have hundreds of billions in my card, but she said I can't afford a house. Isn't this too much? A few, hundreds of billions. The sales staff around were all stunned, and then laughed wildly. This woman is pretty, but her brain is not very smart. Hundreds of billions. I think a few hundred yuan is about right. Look at the clothes the man next to her is wearing. If he has hundreds of billions, how could he still wear street goods worth tens of yuan? The manager's eyes showed a strange color. He really stood up and sneered, "You have hundreds of billions, I will eat shit on the spot. Don't come to cheat for food and drink. You don't deserve it." Zhu Q said back. Xiao Beichen wanted to laugh when he heard it. His temper was exactly the same as before. His face flushed red, and Zhu Q handed the card to the manager. "I want Qingcheng Villa. Today, we will move in. Qingcheng Villa is the top manor in Yunyi Villa district. It is worth billions. Because the price is too high, it has not been sold yet." The sales staff around watched coldly, not believing that they could afford Qingcheng Villa. There are only so many big shots in Qingcheng, and even they can't afford it, let alone these two unknown people. The manager took it, his palms were sweating. If Qingcheng Villa was really sold, he would have completed several years of sales. "HMPH, I want to see how you embarrass yourself." He really sneered, "Qingcheng Villa, you are worthy of living there." Ding! As soon as their voice fell, a sound came from the POS machine. Swipe the card successfully. You have paid 1 billion. Chapter 12 Husband, I've been waiting for a long time. Chapter 12 Husband, I've been waiting for a long time. The whole place was silent, and you could hear a pin drop. Everyone was shocked on the spot. Paying 1 billion at a time to buy Qingcheng Villa. Everyone's face was full of disbelief. Even the richest man in Qingcheng would not be so generous. How is it possible? He really trembled all over and his face turned pale. Don't use your cognition to provoke my pocket money. Zhu Q sneered. Pocket money. The manager trembled as he returned the card to Zhu Q, bowing 90 degrees. Dear Miss Zhu Q, congratulations on becoming the owner of Qingcheng Villa. Our uni developer will provide you with a full range of services, including 10 retired security personnel from the War Department and an internationally renowned housekeeper. Zhu Q glanced at him. No need. I'm not happy to see her fired. By the way, there is one more thing. Our identities are kept secret. If any information is leaked, I will bankrupt your entire uni developer. No one doubted her words. Being able to take out 1 billion in one fell swoop, he does have the right to speak. Understood. The manager was very respectful. Then, the two of them left in a crowd. Xiao Beichen smiled slightly. You are too arrogant. Spending 1 billion just to buy a house. Anyway, it's the funds in the Dark Palace, not my money. Zhu Q shrugged indifferently. The two of them just got in the car and left. A beautiful figure chased out, and the woman's eyes were full of coldness. Why does that back look so much like Suzaku? There's a man next to her, could it be, the Dark Emperor? As if she had thought of something, the icy woman immediately entered the sales office. Where did the two people who just left buy a house? The manager was stunned, and thought of Suzaku's previous confidentiality, and quickly shut up. The icy woman said coldly, Don't tell. I'll kill you. The sudden chill made the manager tremble. But he didn't dare to offend the previous big customer, so he had to make up a lie. The icy woman didn't bother to confirm it, and immediately chased out. Dark Emperor, you can escape for a while, but you can't escape forever. I want to run away after you sleep. Do you really think that I, the saint of medicine King Hall, Jiang Luofei, am a vegetarian? Qingcheng Mountain Villa, sitting on the mountain. There are mountains and water. The decoration is extremely luxurious. Boss, we investigated the forces in Qingcheng that attacked you back then. A document was placed on the table. Xiao Beichen picked it up and looked at it, with a hint of coldness between his eyebrows. Master Marsan. One of the 3 giants in Qingcheng, no wonder he has developed into a giant in more than 10 years, it turns out that he has the support of the imperial capital. Boss, he will attend Zhonglonghu's 60th birthday tonight, do you need me to help? Zhu Q asked. No. Xiao Beichen shook his head, but his face was full of determination. I will avenge my revenge with my own hands. Back then, as long as I took action, I would not let it go one by one. Zhu Q smiled, and then took out a mask. Long time no see. Xiao Beichen stroked the mask. Then, he took out the purchased medicinal materials and began to refine the medicine. Around dusk, Xiao Beichen received a call from Qingcheng. Beichen, I have a banquet tonight, are you free to join me? You don't have to think about it, it must be Zhonglong birthday banquet. Okay. Xiao Beichen replied. Really? Yi Qingcheng was a little happy. I'll send the location to your phone. Junlin Hotel. Today, it has been built into a retro style, a festive atmosphere, luxury cars gathered, and celebrities from Qingcheng showed up to celebrate Mr. Zhong's 60th birthday. Xiao Beichen was wearing a t-shirt and waiting at the door. Hey, why are you a country bumpkin here? Before Yi Qingcheng arrived, a mocking voice came over. Xiao Xiao, do you know him? The young man next to him asked, his eyes full of contempt. All the people attending the dinner were celebrities, dressed appropriately. The suit he was wearing was worth more than 700,000 yuan, while Xiao Beichen was wearing a t-shirt. Of course I know him, the country bumpkin who went on a blind date with me. Hu Xiao Xiao said coldly. Are you crazy? You're going on a blind date with this country bumpkin? The young man Xia Mingfeng was full of disbelief. Suddenly he remembered something and his face darkened instantly. You're the one who slapped my Xiao Xiao. It was him, young Master Xia. You must make the decision for me. Xia Mingfeng straightened his clothes and looked aggressive. You dare to touch my woman? Kneel down and let Xiao Xiao slap you until she's happy and when she's done. Hu Xiao Xiao snorted coldly and said viciously, Xiao, I'm telling you, this is young Master Xia. His family has assets worth hundreds of millions. Don't think you're awesome just because you have a woman backing you up. If you don't satisfy me now, I'll make you pay for it. From childhood to adulthood, no one has ever dared to slap her. Her face was swollen. Xiao Beichen glanced at Xia Mingfeng and gave him a thumbs up. Awesome. What do you mean? Xia Mingfeng was slightly stunned. To get rid of harm for the people, you even take this famous girl in the upper class as your girlfriend. If you are not awesome, who is awesome? Xiao Beichen smiled lightly. Xia Mingfeng widened his eyes. A girl. Mr. Xia, don't listen to his nonsense. I am still a virgin. He just slanders me because he can't get me. Hu Xiao Xiao hurriedly explained, my first time is definitely reserved for Mr. Xia. Did you hear that? You are a country bumpkin. You still want to deceive me. Xia Mingfeng still chose to believe Hu Xiao Xiao. Awesome. Xiao Beichen gave a thumbs up again. How awesome is it again? You believe everything you say. You have no brains. Xiao Beichen said. You. Xia Mingfeng was furious. Hu Xiao Xiao was furious. Xiao, how can you be so cheap? If you can't get it, you will destroy it. Bar, a piece of trash like you will never find a woman in your life. Dare to humiliate my woman, I will beat you to death. Just as Xia Mingfeng was about to take action, a red Porsche stopped. The car door opened, and a woman in a black dress, with peerless elegance, walked down. Her skin was white, her legs were long, and her facial features were exquisite. As soon as she appeared, she attracted everyone's attention. Instantly, the light of all women dimmed. What a beautiful woman, which big star is she? What big star? She is simply a fairy. I have never seen such a beautiful person in Qingcheng. If anyone can marry her as a wife, he will wake up laughing in his dreams. At this moment, a whisper sounded outside the door. But no one dared to approach her. Wang Xiaodai followed behind him, as if she had long been accustomed to such occasions, with a proud face. Following such a boss, she became radiant. Yi Qingcheng glanced at him and saw Xiao Beichen. A faint smile appeared on her face, and she slowly approached. Fairy. Was she smiling at me just now? Xia Mingfeng was also fascinated and blurted out a lot of words. Here, there were only two men, him and Xiao Beichen. Xiao Beichen was a country bumpkin, how could he make such a beautiful woman smile? On the other hand, he had a great appearance and background, so she must be smiling at him. Hu Xiao Xiao was almost angry to death, but Xia Mingfeng didn't care at all. He took the initiative to step forward and made a gentleman's salute. Beautiful lady, I am Xia Mingfeng. I saw you smiling at me just now. Could it be that you are interested in becoming my partner? It is really an honor for me. The people around were envious. As the saying goes, dying under the peony flowers is romantic even as a ghost. It is a great blessing to be favored by such a beauty. Yi Qingcheng frowned slightly, wondering where this wretched man came from. She directly passed Xia Mingfeng and walked to Xiao Beichen's side, smiling and said, Hubby, I've kept you waiting for a long time. Chapter 13 Qingcheng Giant. Xiao Beichen frowned. Didn't I tell you not to call me husband? I can't help myself. Qingcheng smiled, so beautiful that she could captivate the whole country. She was genuinely happy. She thought Xiao Beichen would refuse to attend the dinner with her, but unexpectedly he agreed immediately. Xiao Beichen glanced at it and said, "Not next time." Qingcheng nodded. The two of them were immersed in their own world, completely ignoring the surprised looks from others. "My beautiful lady, you must have been deceived. This guy is a loser who lives in a village in the city. He is not from the same world as us upper-class people. He is not worthy of your beauty at all." In his opinion, Xiao Beichen must have used some tricks to cheat and deceive. So what? What I like is the best. Qingcheng smiled. "Beauty, with your qualifications, you can definitely marry into a wealthy family. Why do you have to treat yourself like this? It's like a flower stuck in cow dung." Xia Mingfeng still didn't give up. "Wealthy family." Qingcheng sneered, "I am a wealthy family. Even if it's a marriage alliance, it's a good thing. There's no need to find such a rubbish." Xia Mingfeng said, "Besides, don't you want to find someone better? Who do you think you are? At least he is more handsome than you." Qingcheng said coldly. "Being handsome is useless. In our upper-class circle, gigolos are the least valuable. Let me remind you, don't take it lightly when you are at your most beautiful. By the time you really want to squeeze into the upper class, you will be old." Xia Mingfeng was also a little angry. "Bitch, you're full of vixen spirit." Hu Xiaoxiao was so angry that her lungs were about to explode. Ever since Qingcheng appeared, Xia Mingfeng's eyes have never been on her. "Mr. Xia, is it your business if she wants to humiliate herself like this? Maybe she found an honest man to marry after being played with by someone else. Otherwise, how can she, a woman, afford to drive a luxury car and wear such expensive clothes?" Slap. Qingcheng said coldly. "Par." Without saying a word, Wang Xiaodai rushed forward and slapped Hu Xiaoxiao in the face. "Speak with some respect. You dare to hit me." Hu Xiaoxiao was almost going crazy. "Master Xia, you must avenge me." Xia Mingfeng was furious. "Beauty, give me an explanation." "Explanation? My name is Qingcheng, do I need to explain to you?" Qingcheng said lightly. "Okay, your name is Qingcheng, right? I will remember you." "What, your name is Qingcheng?" Xia Mingfeng threatened subconsciously, but before he could finish his words, he froze in place, his eyes almost popping out. Qingcheng. Qingcheng, the queen of the imperial capital's business world. These few short words were like a thunderbolt hitting my forehead. Everyone was shocked. No wonder she's so beautiful. I've never seen her before in Jiangcheng. I didn't expect she's the queen of the business world, Qingcheng. Isn't it rumored that she is misogynistic? The rumor must be wrong. Didn't you see she was almost sticking to that boy? His tilde. Suddenly they thought of something. Qingcheng, got married? And found a country bumpkin. What kind of explosive news is this? You are Qingcheng. Xia Mingfeng trembled all over. So what if Qingcheng, Master Xia beat her? Hu Xiaoxiao didn't hear it and continued to shout. Xia Mingfeng turned around and slapped Hu Xiaoxiao in the face. "Shut up." Qingcheng took a step forward, her aura as powerful as a true queen. "Do you want me to give you an explanation?" "No, there's no need." Xia Mingfeng was almost scared to death. Although their Xia family has some influence in Jiangcheng, it is too small compared to the Yi family in the imperial capital. He would never have thought that he saw a country bumpkin in his eyes. He actually married Qingcheng. "Ms. Yi, I was wrong. Please forgive me. A noble man should not bear grudges." Xia Mingfeng's legs went weak and he almost fell to his knees. "Roll." Qingcheng's voice was cold. Xia Mingfeng didn't dare to stay for a moment and quickly pulled Hu Xiaoxiao away. Turning around, Qingcheng's tone became gentle again. "Beichen, let's go in too." Everyone couldn't help but sigh. How much smoke was coming out of the ancestral grave? Wang Xiaodai was somewhat dissatisfied. "Humph, you're a coward. Your woman was scolded, but he just stood aside and watched the show, indifferent." She was extremely disappointed with Xiao Beichen. She really didn't know what was so good about this man. He was simply a waste. Mr. Liu from Ruoxue Real Estate presented a golden toad worth 15 million to wish Mr. Zhang a happy birthday and a long life. President Fang of Qingcheng Group presented a famous painting of mountains and flowing water worth 8 million yuan to wish Mr. Zhang a long life. In the center of their hotel, the etiquette lady held the microphone and kept announcing the gifts presented by the guests. Zhang Longhu was dressed in a tang suit. Although he was 60 years old, his eyes were extremely sharp. When he heard about the gifts given by the guests, he couldn't stop smiling. The banquet brought together people from various forces in Qingcheng. Everyone wants to curry favor with Zhang Longhu, which is enough to prove how powerful he is in Qingcheng. As the emperor of underground forces, have absolute right to speak. Chairman of the Yi Group, Yi Qingcheng sent a pair of luminous pearls worth 20 million. The etiquette lady shouted. Zhang Longhu narrowed his eyes slightly when he heard the name, the business queen of the Yi Group. Then he stood up and greeted him. After all, Yi Qingcheng's identity is here. Boss Yi, I didn't expect you to come in person. Zhang Longhu swept away the coldness in his eyes and laughed heartily. Originally, when I heard that you were coming to Qingcheng, I, an old man, wanted to greet you in person, but when I thought about my low status, I didn't dare to disturb you. No way, old man, you are the big shot in Qingcheng. I am just a junior. I will need your support in the future. Even polite words should be said in a nice way. I guess Mr. Yi came here today not just to congratulate me. Zhang Longhu was the first to make it clear. Yi Qingcheng said, Old man, I can't hide this from you. I also have some work-related matters, but let's wait until after the old man's birthday is over. Master Marsan from Jiangcheng sent me 1,000 armed guanyin. Just then, a voice was heard. Suddenly, it attracted everyone's attention. An old man appeared at the door, looking energetic and strolling leisurely in the garden. Master Marsan! Master Marsan! Master Marsan! One after another, voices rang out. Jiangcheng, a real giant, even the mayor would show him some courtesy when he sees him. Zhang Longhu immediately stepped forward to greet him. Master Marsan, you are finally here. Har har har, how can I not come to your birthday? Marcin Kue said with a smile. Beichen, what's wrong? Do you know Marcin Kue? Yi Qingcheng noticed that Xiao Beichen's expression looked a little strange. I don't know him. Xiao Beichen shook his head slightly, but his eyes were extremely cold. Chapter 14 Conspiracy. Wang Xiaodai sneered, Marcin Kue is a big shot in Jiangcheng, how could he know him? It's probably the first time he's seen such a big shot, so he's trembling with fear. Yi Qingcheng rolled her eyes and Wang Xiaodai immediately shut her mouth. Soon, the birthday party began. Zhang Longhu went on stage and said a few words, then everyone went their own way. Sitting at the main table, I had a great conversation with Master Marsan. Longhu, who is that woman? Marcin Kue pointed at Yi Qingcheng and asked. Third Master, you know this person? Yi Qingcheng, the queen of the imperial capital's business community. Zhang Longhu toasted and replied. It's her? Marcin Kue nodded, she is as beautiful as the rumors say. What's the use of being pretty, Third Master? You know why she came to Jiangcheng? Zhang Longhu laughed disdainfully, no matter how powerful she is just a woman after all. The Yi family in the imperial capital arranged a marriage for her, but who would have thought that she would directly refuse it? She angered the Yi family in the imperial capital, so they exiled her to Jiangcheng and agreed that she would make the Yi group the #1 group in Zhonghai within 3 years, otherwise she would have to get married. Do you think it's possible? In Jiangcheng, if you don't have a reputation and connections, you're just shit. How could Marcin Kue not know these secrets? They were secrets in the eyes of others, but their identities and status were different, so he naturally knew many things that others did not know. It seems to be in a prosperous situation, but in fact it is weak inside. Without the support of the Yi family in the imperial capital, it is nothing. Marcin Kue showed a wicked smile. I want this woman. Har har har, Third Master, you are still strong despite your age. Zhang Longhu laughed. No problem. As long as Third Master wants, I can get her to bed in a minute. I may not be defeated in the imperial capital, but in Jiangcheng, my words still work. The two smiled at each other and clinked their glasses. Xiao Beichen sat in his seat, looking at Marcin Kue coldly. Watched them enter the box. Yi Qingcheng and Wang Xiaodai took this opportunity to win more connections at the banquet. At this time, a waiter came over and said, "Miss Yi, my master wants you to come over. About the high-tech zone project." Yi Qingcheng nodded and walked towards the box. Wang Xiaodai wanted to follow, but was stopped. "My master, I only see Mr. Yi." Helplessly, Wang Xiaodai could only return to her seat. "Xiao Beichen, I think something is wrong." "What's wrong?" Xiao Beichen asked. "Just now, that old fellow Zhang Longhu sent someone to invite Mr. Yi to the private room to discuss the high-tech zone project. I have investigated this old fox and he will definitely not hand it over so readily." Wang Xiaodai said, "Maybe Mr. Yi will be in danger." "Oh." Xiao Beichen replied calmly, "As my personal secretary, why don't you go in and help me? Tell me what to do." Wang Xiaodai gnashed her teeth in hatred. "As a man, how can you not even have this little bit of responsibility? I need to go to the bathroom." Looking at Xiao Beichen's back, Wang Xiaodai was extremely angry. But there was nothing he could do. If Mr. Yi hadn't protected him, Wang Xiaodai really wanted to slap him. "Mr. Xia, why did you hit me just now?" Hu Xiao said dissatisfiedly. "Beating you is the least of my worries. Do you know who she is? She is from the Yi family in the imperial capital. See, even Zhang Longhu, the underground emperor of Qingcheng, had to invite her personally." Xia Mingfeng said embarrassedly. He felt a sense of fear. If Yi Qingcheng causes trouble, their Xia family will be finished. On the other side, Xiao Beichen did not go to the bathroom, but came to the box on the second floor. With his hearing ability, he could easily find out what was being talked about inside. "Boss Yi is here, hurry up and take a seat." Zhang Longhu looked like a smiling tiger. Yi Qingcheng glanced at Ma Qingkui, and her heart tightened, but she didn't show it on the surface. She smiled and said, "Old man, we are all businessmen, let's get straight to the point. The high-tech zone is a project of our Yi group. I wonder what conditions you can offer to make those gangsters leave." "Har har har, I just like your straightforwardness." Zhang Longhu laughed, "But I don't want to talk about this now." "What are we talking about?" "My subordinate Baldy is very strong." Zhang Longhu narrowed his eyes. Yi Qingcheng sensed something was wrong. "Old man, don't you think it has anything to do with me?" Zhang Longhu restrained his smile. "I asked the witnesses and they said it was your people who did it." "Impossible. I did meet Bold Chung once, but I left after that." Yi Qingcheng said coldly. He. Zhang Longhu sneered, "You are still trying to make excuses at this time. To tell you the truth, the third master has taken a fancy to you and wants you to be his woman in secret. If you agree, I can pretend that nothing happened. Not only will I not cause you any trouble in the future, but I can also help you open up a new situation in Qingcheng and make everything go smoothly." Yi Qingcheng glanced at Ma Qingkui, who was about the same age as Zhang Longhu, in his 60s, and yet he still had such thoughts. His face darkened. "I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. I'll leave first." After saying that, Yi Qingcheng turned around and was about to leave. She indeed heard Ma Qingkui say coldly, "If you don't accept my toast, you will be punished. If you dare to walk out of this door today, I will make sure you can't survive in Qingcheng." Yi Qingcheng's body trembled slightly, but she did not stop. The moment she opened the door, she seemed to sense a figure, but it disappeared. "HMPH, you ungrateful woman," Zhang Longhu said coldly. "Who does she think she is? How dare she give me the cold shoulder?" Ma Qingkui said. "This kind of woman won't cry until she sees the coffin. Third master, don't worry, I will definitely make her get into your bed obediently." Yi Qingcheng returned to his seat in a state of despair. Wang Xiaodai quickly asked, "Boss Yi, what happened?" After a long explanation, Wang Xiaodai flew into a rage. "They are too inhuman. You are so old, but you still want to eat young grass. Forget it, let's take a long-term view on this matter. What about Beichen?" Yi Qingcheng felt a little tired. "I didn't expect the situation in Qingcheng to be so difficult to deal with." What surprised her most was why Bold Chung died. He went to the bathroom and didn't come back for a long time. He must have fallen into a pit. Wang Xiaodai said dissatisfiedly. Suddenly, a voice came from the attic. "Everyone, please be quiet." The music turned off and everyone's eyes turned to the second floor. Zhang Longhu glanced at Yi Qingcheng coldly, and then said, "Everyone, from now on, Yi Qingcheng of the Yi group and I will never reconcile. Anyone who dares to cooperate with Yi Qingcheng will be the enemy of our Qingcheng group." Chapter 15. Two coffins. Everyone was stunned when they heard this. This is an open declaration of war against the Yi group. The Yi group is in trouble. You know, no matter how powerful Qingcheng is in the imperial capital, he is just a dragon crossing the river in Jiangcheng, while Zhang Longhu of Qingcheng group is the local snake in Jiangcheng. As the saying goes, a strong dragon cannot defeat a local snake. That's the reason. Some people who had just been chatting happily with Qingcheng immediately drew a line between themselves and her. Qingcheng looked extremely embarrassed. Zhang Longhu sneered, "She plotted to kill my subordinate, Wang Qiuqiang. Capture her for me." Swish. A large group of pre-arranged younger brothers swarmed around Qingcheng and Wang Xiaodai. Qingcheng's eyes turned cold. "Old man, I said that I didn't send anyone to kill Bold Qiang." Zhang Longhu snorted coldly and walked down the stairs. "My men told me that you were the one who killed him. In Jiangcheng, I am the king. One word decides life and death. This is the majesty of the underground emperor, even if the chain of evidence is not conclusive. He can also convict people easily." Qingcheng said coldly, "What do you want? Do I need to tell you the conditions?" Zhang Longhu sneered, looking like he had a grasp of the overall situation. "Impossible." Qingcheng refused without any hesitation. "It would be better to kill her than to let her be a canary for Ma Qiankui. You have guts. I won't do anything to you, but I dare to do something to your secretary. Don't try to use the Yi family to pressure me. I'm naturally afraid of the Yi family in the imperial capital, but I know clearly about your bet with the Yi family. While you're in Jiangcheng, the Yi family won't care whether you live or die." His tilde. Everyone gasped. No wonder Zhang Longhu was so blatant. It turned out that Qingcheng had been abandoned by the Yi family a long time ago. "Hit me. Don't want." Qingcheng was shocked and tried to grab Wang Xiaodai, but her strength was no match for that of an adult. Several younger brothers grabbed Wang Xiaodai and she almost cried, "Boss Yi, save me." Several adult men dragged Wang Xiaodai to the ground. They showed no mercy just because she was a woman and punched and kicked her hard. In a short while, her whole face was covered with blood and she fainted. The scene was daunting, but no one dared to step forward to stop it. Zhang Longhu sneered repeatedly. This was the result of not listening to them. He asked someone to bring ice water and sobered up instantly. He took a knife and walked over slowly. "Boss Yi, if I accidentally scratch your secretary's face with this knife and disfigure her, please don't blame me." Squeak. The dagger in his hand slashed fiercely, and a scar instantly appeared on Wang Xiaojia's face. A heart-wrenching scream rang out. Everyone couldn't help but gasp and subconsciously covered half of their face. Wang Xiaodai wanted to struggle, but was pressed to the ground by a dozen big men and could not move at all. Tears flowed from the corners of her eyes, and her eyes were full of fear. 2 more slashes. Wang Xiaodai was in so much pain that she couldn't bear it. Qingcheng looked pale. "Zhang Longhu, if you dare, kill me today. Otherwise, I will make you pay back 100-fold. You dare to threaten me?" Zhang Longhu rushed forward and slapped Qingcheng several times. "Do you really think I dare not attack you? Lock them in the box. I'll teach them a lesson after the banquet." Then he put on a smiling face and said, "Everyone, enjoy your meal." The guests nodded quickly, and no one dared to step out at this time. Hu Xiaoxiao jumped up happily. "Har har har, I'm dying of laughter. I thought he was some great person, but he turned out to be just like this." Outskirts. A truck approached slowly. "Boss. The coffin is ready." 2. Suzaku's voice rang out, and then he handed the dark mask to Xiao Beichen's hands. Xiao Beichen nodded and put on the dark mask again. Suzaku's heart is excited. The Dark Emperor is finally back. Xiao Beichen jumped and landed on the truck. With one palm, a coffin was knocked away. 2 violent collisions flew straight into the center of the King's Landing Hotel. Tonight, he only killed one person. However, he heard the conversation between Ma Qiankui and Zhang Longhu in the box clearly, so he had to kill one more person. Everyone had to die. This abrupt scene brought about the atmosphere that had just been relaxed. In an instant, I became nervous again. What's going on? Someone actually brought in a coffin. A voice, like the sound of ancient times, came in. "Ma Qiankui, come out and die. How dare you? Today is my, Zhang Longhu's, birthday dinner. The third master is a VIP guest in my house. How dare you deliver a coffin to the third master? Are you tired of living? Zhang Longhu was furious. He is the underground emperor of Qingcheng and has many subordinates. Ma Qingkue is a giant in Qingcheng. This action was tantamount to directly angering two people who should not be provoked. Who are you? Ma Qingkue looked at Xiao Beichen with a cold gaze. Who would dare to be rude in front of him? The one who wants you dead. The cold voice spread throughout the hall. Xiao Beichen, wearing a black mask, walked step by step from the door to the center. How dare you? A middle-aged man in his 30s, dressed in tight clothes, stood up and cursed, "You are wearing a black mask and pretending to be a ghost. If you have the guts, take off your mask and see what kind of monster you are who dares to be so presumptuous here." He is Zhang Longhu's son, Zhang Yuender. He was about to take off Xiao Beichen's mask. At this moment, a fiery red figure appeared like a ghost, suddenly grabbed Zhang Yuender's hand and threw him upwards. Squeak! The arm was torn apart alive, and blood was spilled all over the hall. Arr! Zhang Yuender howled in pain, blood gushing out from his arm. All the celebrities from Qingcheng who came to the dinner were dumbfounded. When he looked closely, he was even more frightened. The fiery red figure turned out to be a woman. Her clothes were also stained with blood. However, she was not afraid at all, but more excited. She was like a killing god, and threw the severed arm directly on the ground. "My boss is talking, outsiders, get out." Zhang Longhu was shocked when he saw this. "Yuanda, go ahead and kill them." Dozens of his men rushed forward. But facing the Suzaku, it's like a mantis trying to stop a chariot. Immediately afterwards, wailing and screaming came one after another. Suzaku, covered in blood, spat out, "Waste." In the hall. Everyone was trembling and felt cold just at the sight of it. Who on earth is this person? It's simply a monster. Compared to Suzaku, they were more afraid of the man wearing the black mask. His subordinates were already so powerful, how strong could he be? Ma Qingkue is worthy of being a Jiangcheng giant. His expression did not change at all. "Who are you? You've been hunting me down for 18 years, and you've forgotten about it today." Xiao Beichen's cold voice came out again. Like a vengeful evil spirit in the netherworld of hell. 18 years ago. Ma Qingkue thought for a moment, and suddenly remembered, "You were the young master of the Long family in the imperial capital. It seems that you are not senile yet." Xiao Beichen said coldly. "I thought it was some enemy, but it turned out to be you." Upon learning the other party's identity, Ma Qingkue sneered, "Do you really think I was brought up by fear? I have seen many such scenes. Master Qian, please help." An old man following behind him slowly stepped forward. Because of Master Marsan, no one had noticed this old man before. Now that he has come forward, he has immediately caused an uproar. The old man actually came. "Who is he?" someone asked. "The old owner of Jiangcheng Wing Chun Martial Arts School. It is said that he practices the purest Wing Chun. When he was young, he killed hundreds of people by himself. Moreover, I have personally seen him kill a cow with one punch." Everyone was shocked and killed a cow with one punch. Single-handedly challenge hundreds of people. It's like making a martial arts movie. He couldn't help but look at Xiao Beichen and Zhu Qiu. Those were just some small ants. Now the real masters are here. Let's see what you can do. Chen Changyi glanced at Xiao Beichen and said, "When will the cycle of revenge end? Little brother, don't let hatred blind your eyes. Put down your butcher knife and become a Buddha right now. Give me some face." Today's matter ends here. Chapter 16. The Dark Emperor is angry. Xiao Beichen exhaled lightly. "I'm giving you face. Who do you think you are? At any time, I will advise you to be magnanimous. Never make friends with this kind of person, because he may sell you out at any time." As soon as the words fell, everyone was shocked. Do you have to be so crazy? Master Qian has already given you enough face, yet you are still so arrogant. Master Qian, why are you wasting so much time talking to him? He broke my son's arm, so he must die. Zhang Longhu roared. Chen Changyi's expression gradually turned cold. "Boy, you are shameless. Don't think that you can ignore others just because you have learned some martial arts skills. Since you want to die, I will give you a ride." Boom! The tiles under his feet shattered at this moment and turned into fragments scattered all over the ground. Suddenly, the figure disappeared from the spot like a ghost, and then a punch rushed towards Xiao Beichen. So fast! What a powerful punch! Everyone was shocked that Qingcheng, who was already over 60 years old, could still run so fast. Suzaku did not stand still, without making any movement. Qingcheng sneered, "If you don't take the road to heaven, you will break into hell. It's just right to take your body and exchange it for a reward." Xiao Beichen said coldly, "You are not qualified to take my life." Hard-mouthed. Qingcheng said coldly. Qingcheng is a master of Wing Chun, so it is easy for him to deal with these little brats. Facing this attack, Xiao Beichen slowly raised his hand. What? He actually wanted to confront Master Qian head-on. Compared to Xiao Beichen's casualness, Qingcheng's fist was so powerful that it might have shattered his entire arm. "Boy, if you fight me head-on, you're dead," Qingcheng said coldly. Bang! Fists meet. There was a terrifying loud noise. Along with it came a scream, "Arr!" What? Everyone widened their eyes and looked at the scene in disbelief. The scream actually came from Qingcheng's mouth. Wing Chun? It's just low-class garbage. Xiao Beichen's eyes turned cold. He grabbed Qingcheng, who was trying to retreat, and threw him hard. He flew dozens of meters and hit the wall. A shocking crack appeared and he fainted. Qingcheng's face twitched slightly. Qingcheng actually lost. Defeated in one move. There is no way to fight back at all. A bone-chilling chill rushed from the soles of my feet straight to my brain. Qingcheng, it's your turn. An extremely cold voice filled with murderous intent sounded again. You want to take revenge on me? Dream on. Go to hell. Qingcheng suddenly took out a pistol from his waist. Everyone was shocked that he brought a pistol to the dinner. He chose the right moment and pulled the trigger. Bang! The dark strong light emitted sparks, and a bullet flew out at an extremely fast speed and hit Xiao Beichen's head directly. Everyone seemed to have seen the scene of Xiao Beichen's head bursting into pieces. Next moment, Xiao Beichen suddenly raised his hand and grabbed in mid-air. Spread your hands. A squeezed and deformed bullet head fell to the ground, making a crisp sound. Everyone's face changed drastically. Monster. Absolutely a monster. Catching a bullet with bare hands. This is not a human being at all. Qingcheng's last psychological defense collapsed. His eyes were filled with fear. You, don't come over. Do you know who I am? I am a big shot in Qingcheng, and I have a backer behind me. If you kill me, there will be no place for you in the whole Qingcheng. The revenge of the family, the life of the family, needs your blood to pay the price. Today, I will start with your worthless life. Xiao Beichen's figure flashed, and a sharp blade appeared in his hand, which slashed across Qingcheng's neck. Blood splattered and heads fell to the ground. There is no one in this world that I dare not kill. If the King of Hell lets you die at 3 o'clock, I will let you die at 2 o'clock. Arr! The partygoers were screaming in fear. Shut up! Suzaku shouted angrily. For a moment, the scene fell silent. The guests looked at the two with horror, trembling and not daring to move at all. He was afraid that if he provoked Xiao Beichen, his head would fall to the ground like a watermelon. Hu Xiaoxiao was scared and cried. If she had known this banquet was so dangerous, she should not have come at all. Zhang Longhu was so frightened that he almost lost his soul. Xiao Beichen did not take action immediately, but was looking for Yi Qingcheng. I glanced around, but didn't find anything. However, the next moment, his eyes suddenly turned cold. He saw a bow dropped on the ground. He clearly remembered that it was the one Yi Qingcheng was wearing. He picked it up gently, only to see blood splattered on it. Who can tell me where the owner of this bow has gone? Xiao Beichen's voice was cold, ruthless, and murderous. Zhang Longhu's heart skipped a beat, and he suddenly thought of something, and said quickly. I know. You must be here not only to see Qingcheng, but also Yi Qingcheng. I have locked that bitch in the box next to the stairs. If you can let me go, I will take you there immediately. This is about the grudges in the imperial capital, and Yi Qingcheng is also from the imperial capital. The other coffin must have been prepared for Yi Qingcheng. Lead the way. Xiao Beichen said in a deep voice. Yes, yes, yes. Zhang Longhu nodded repeatedly, fearing that he would be negligent in the slightest, and quickly stood up from the ground. Joke. This masked man not only defeated Wing Chun Qingcheng, but was also able to catch bullets with his bare hands. Of course, he can also be killed easily. Yi, Mr. Yi, are we going to die soon? Woo, I don't want to die. Wang Xiaodai has woken up. There are 2 horrifying scars on her face, like a centipede. The blood has begun to coagulate and tears have soaked her face again. Yi Qingcheng held Wang Xiaodai in his arms. Don't be afraid, we won't die. Beichen will definitely come to rescue us. Mr. Yi, it's already this time, and you're still thinking about Xiao Beichen. If he really wants to save us, why hasn't he shown up yet? He's just an ordinary person, how can he deal with Ma Qingkui and Zhang Longhu? Wang Xiaodai shouted almost hoarsely. No. As long as we can leave safely, I will make them pay with blood. Yi Qingcheng actually didn't know why she thought this way. It might be because Xiao Beichen saved her at the risk of his own life that year, so she believed that as long as she was in danger, Xiao Beichen would stand up for her. Squeak! The door of the box opened. The light from the hall suddenly shone in, stimulating the 2 people in the dark to squint their eyes. Yi Qingcheng's heart tensed up instantly. When she tried to adjust to the strong light and see who was coming, what she saw was Zhang Longhu and a man wearing a black mask. Wang Xiaodai shrank back in fear. If you want to kill or rob, come at me. Yi Qingcheng said coldly as he stood in front. Snort. Zhang Longhu snorted coldly, don't worry, I won't kill you. However, your time of death has come. There are 2 coffins at the door, and one of them is yours. Then, he quickly said to Xiao Beichen, Sir, Yi Qingcheng is here, you can let me go now, Ma Qingkui and I are just casual acquaintances, I don't know anything. Yi Qingcheng was shocked, she didn't know this masked man at all. Why did you come to kill her? Could it be that she really could not escape? Under the mask, Xiao Beichen stared straight at the blood on Yi Qingcheng's body and the slap marks on her face. A surge of anger rushed into his brain, making his eyes bloodshot and his fists involuntarily making clanging sounds. Zhu Qiu, who was following behind him, suddenly sensed an extremely terrifying murderous aura erupting from Xiao Beichen. Even she couldn't help but take several steps back. The next moment, Xiao Beichen's cold voice sounded, and his murderous intent was like that of Ashura walking out of hell. You, damn it. Chapter 17 She is my woman. You, damn it. Just a few words were like a thunderclap, shocking everyone in the hall to the point of going blank. Zhang Longhu almost lost his soul. He is the underground emperor of Qingcheng. Except for the giants of Qingcheng, who dares to act presumptuously in front of him. However, the masked man in front of him is different. He dares to kill even the giants of Qingcheng. A roar. It gave him goosebumps. Fear. So horrible. At the same time, he sneered in his heart. With such overwhelming anger, Yi Qingcheng would definitely die tonight, and no one could save her. Yi Qingcheng was already filled with despair, and Wang Xiaodai was curled up and trembling. The people who stayed to watch the excitement also seemed to see the scene of Yi Qingcheng's head falling to the ground. For a moment, I couldn't help but sigh. The queen of business in the imperial capital passed away just a few days after arriving in Qingcheng. This bitch is dead. Hu Xiaoxiao was overjoyed. This masked man killed Ma Qingkui without saying a word, let alone that bitch. No one can save her. Isn't she very powerful? She slapped me for that stinky man named Xiao. Now that he is about to die, where is that Xiao? There is no trace of him at all. Yeah, doesn't she have a husband? Why isn't she coming out yet? Most likely they have already run away. When disaster strikes, everyone flees. Everyone laughed at him. Xia Mingfeng shook his head. What a pity. Such a beautiful woman is about to die. Suzaku's eyes were cold and she looked around. If these people knew that the masked man was Xiao Beichen, I wonder if they would still have the courage to say these words. However, she did not speak at this moment, but looked at Xiao Beichen's back. She has followed Xiao Beichen for many years and knows his temper well. On weekdays, he is carefree, but he cares the most about feelings. Apart from his brothers and sisters in the dark hole and his adoptive parents, the person he cares about the most is his ex-girlfriend. In order to suppress the fire poison, 7 people with pure yin bodies were found. Xiao Beichen gave everything to every relationship. Even though he told himself that he was just using the relationship, he couldn't help but indulge in the feelings. Tonight. Destined to be sleepless. Tonight. It's bound to be a river of blood. The dragon has a reverse scale, if you touch it you will die. Even if the Emperor of Dragon Territory comes in person, he will die if he dares to stop us. Seeing that Xiao Beichen had not made any move, Zhang Longhu thought that he was unable to bring himself to kill the woman. Sir, you don't need to kill this bitch. Let me teach her a lesson. I will make sure she is neither able to live nor to die. Boom! Suddenly, a burst of energy burst out from Xiao Beichen's body. A hand suddenly grabbed Zhang Longhu's neck, and the feeling of suffocation instantly spread to his brain. This scene stunned everyone. Shouldn't he take action against Qingcheng? Qingcheng was also stunned. Sir, what are you doing? Zhang Longhu's eyes were full of horror. The other coffin is for you. Xiao Beichen's eyes were cold. The anger is overwhelming. What? Sir, I have no grudge against you in the past or in the present, and I know nothing about the affairs of the Long family in the imperial capital. Why do you want to kill me? Zhang Longhu's pupils constricted and his whole body was shaking violently. A chill came over my heart. She is my woman. Under everyone's horrified gaze, Zhang Longhu's head tilted and he fell straight down the stairs. Stare. It fell all the way to the first floor. His tilder, everyone gasped. Only then did he understand that he did not want to kill Qingcheng, and the reason he was so angry was because Qingcheng was injured. What kind of man is he? That's why it's so sad. Chapter 18 Medicine King Island. Jiangcheng giant, Ma Qingque is dead. The underground emperor of Jiangcheng, Zhang Longhu is dead. The sky in Jiangcheng is also about to change. Hu Xiaoxiao's face was full of jealousy, and she screamed in her heart, how can she be so lucky to have such a powerful suitor? Xiao Beichen turned around, his black mask already stained with blood, and picked her up. Qingcheng wanted to struggle, but when she thought that the other party had saved her, she obeyed. When Xiao Dai stood up by herself and hurriedly chased out. This was the surer field, and she didn't want to stay there any longer. Don't leave any member of the Zhang family alive. Before leaving, Xiao Beichen left a message. At this moment, the Zhang family members were so frightened seeing Zhang Longhu lying on the ground that they didn't move. Zhu Qiu received Xiao Beichen's order, took a step forward, and his windbreaker swayed. Just a few breaths. All members of the Zhang family fell in a pool of blood. After Zhu Qiu left, the huge conference hall became dead silent. Looking at the people who died tragically, some of them couldn't help but vomit. Too bloody. You can let me down now. Qingcheng said after leaving the King's Landing Hotel. No. An unquestionable voice came from under the mask. You? Qingcheng felt a little embarrassed and angry. Wang Xiaodai, who was standing aside, was in great pain, even though she was obviously the biggest victim. Suzaku, take them to Genting Villa. Xiao Beichen put Qingcheng into the car, and then said to Suzaku. Yes. Suzaku replied. Why do we have to go to Genting Villa? Isn't there anyone living there? Qingcheng was a little confused. Now, that's my place. If you don't want your secretary to become ugly from now on, just listen to me. Xiao Beichen lowered his voice and tried to use a gentle tone. Do you have a solution? Qingcheng was delighted. Xiao Beichen nodded. Watching the car leave, Xiao Beichen also breathed a sigh of relief. Then, we went to another place. Medicine King Island. As the name suggests, it is an island. Jiangcheng is surrounded by the sea on three sides. 30 miles east of the suburbs, there is an isolated island. The scenery is pleasant. The island is not large, but it is full of rare and exotic plants. It is also the world-famous Medicine King Hall division. Xiao Beichen hired a boat. The young man driving the boat said, there is no one on Yaowang Island at night. Even if you land on the island, it will be useless. Xiao Beichen threw down a large stack of money. Sit down, sir. Originally, Xiao Beichen was reluctant to come here. After all, he had a past with the female doctor from Yaowang Island. However, when Xiaodai had to come here because her face was disfigured by Qingcheng. Only here could one find the black ointment that could heal one's appearance. It's not that Xiao Beichen is unable to refine it, but time is tight. If he waits until he finishes refining it, Wang Xiaodai's scar will have already been left. Facing the wind, he suddenly remembered the low probability, bloody event of meeting Qingcheng in Jiangcheng coffee shop, and couldn't help but shudder all over. Could it be possible that I would meet Jiang Luofei on the island? The thought only lasted for a moment before Xiao Beichen laughed at himself. My luck can't be so bad. How could I possibly meet two ex-girlfriends in a small place like Qingcheng? If I did, I would eat shit on the spot. After about 5 minutes, we arrived at the central island. Who dares to land on the island without permission? Xiao Beichen looked around. I'm here to ask for medicine. Night has fallen, Yaowang Island has been closed, come back tomorrow, a voice came over. I want it today. Xiao Beichen also refused to give in and said coldly. Inside Yaowang Island, Jiang Luofei sat in the main seat. Below her were 3 old men, who were the guardians of Yaowang Island. But at this moment, they were all trembling with fear. It was all because Jiang Luofei was in a bad mood. That's not right. I clearly saw Suzaku, so why didn't I find her whereabouts when I went to Univiller district to check? Could it be that I really saw it wrong? Impossible, there is absolutely no way I am mistaken, he must be deliberately avoiding me. The figure had been in my mind for so long, how could I be wrong? There must be something wrong. Jiang Luofei thought of every moment she had spent with that man, and couldn't help but feel a sweetness well up in her heart. But in the blink of an eye, she remembered the way he walked away without any regrets after the incident. Bang! She actually broke the armrests of the holy chair made of cold iron. Dark Emperor, where are you? Report. Just at this moment, a person ran in from outside. You're in such a hurry. How disgraceful. An island guard shouted angrily, fearing that he would upset Jiang Luofei. Outside, there's someone causing trouble outside. What? You dare to cause trouble on my Yaowang Island? You are tired of living. The island guard was furious. Jiang Luofei frowned, and a hint of coldness surged out of her. The island guard swallowed his saliva. Go and solve it yourself, don't bother me with such trivial matters. Jiang Luofei was already in a bad mood and her face looked extremely cold. Yes. Swish. 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 3 figures suddenly appeared around the island. The eyes are like a square. Filled with anger. Asshole, you are the one causing trouble. Yaowang Island is closed at night. Come back tomorrow. Do you want to break into the island? An old man in black robe shouted angrily. If you don't give it to me, I will be offended. Xiao Beichen said coldly. Court death. The 3 old men said in unison. The young man in charge of driving the boat was trembling. Since the establishment of Yaowang Island, no one dared to enter the island. It's not only because of the reputation of the main hall, the Medicine King Hall, but also because of these 3 people guarding the island. He is so powerful that it is said that one person can defeat thousands of troops. Terrified. Now there are some people who are not afraid of death and even dare to enter the island without permission and speak wildly. I shouldn't have taken this order if I had known. I thought the other party would retreat when faced with difficulties, but they actually rose to the challenge. Xiao Beichen said coldly, look carefully, the dark mask on my face. Black, mask of darkness. The 3 island guards were slightly startled. Others don't know, but they are Jiang Luofei's people from Yaowang Island. Naturally no. There is a force outside the domain called the Dark Palace. The palace master was wearing a dark mask. Once, he swept away all the top organizations outside the domain and became the king of the dark world, the Dark Emperor. Unexpectedly, he would appear in Qingcheng. I didn't know the Dark Emperor was coming, and I'm sorry I didn't welcome him. The island guards hurriedly bowed 90 degrees respectfully and shouted, their bodies couldn't help but tremble. Fortunately, they didn't take action just now, otherwise it would have aroused the wrath of the Dark Emperor, and the 3 of them would surely be killed without a burial place. The young man driving the boat was horrified. Who on earth is this person? He is actually respected so much by the 3 guardians of Yaowang Island. I came here for the black jade cream. Xiao Beichen said. One of the island guards quickly threw a box over. Xiao Beichen put it in his pocket, and then threw down a bank card. There is 60 million in this card, we don't owe each other anything. Don't tell anyone I was here. At this moment, Xiao Beichen felt a little secretly happy in his heart. It seemed that Jiang Luofei was not on the island after all. Finally, his luck was not so bad and he got the medicine so smoothly. However, just as Xiao Beichen turned around and prepared to leave, suddenly, a clear and angry voice sounded. Stop. Turn around. Xiao Beichen, who was about to leave, suddenly froze. Under the mask, he was sweating profusely. No way. This voice is clearly. Chapter 19 Jiang Luofei. Damn, my luck can't be that bad. Hallucination. It must be an illusion. How could an event with a low probability possibly happen? Xiao Beichen turned around stiffly, and was surprised to see a woman wearing a slightly loose plain dress. The cuffs were lightly wrapped with expensive purple gold silk, which made her look particularly luxurious. The most noteworthy thing was that the woman had hair as bright as snow, which was not dyed but more like a congenital inheritance. Their hair hanging on the shoulders looks like the Milky Way. His tilde. Xiao Beichen took a deep breath. At this moment, there were tens of millions of mud horses galloping. So beautiful. The young man driving the boat was immediately fascinated. Xiao Beichen swallowed his saliva, his face full of bitterness. My aunt, why is she here? I thought it was outrageous enough to run into an ex-girlfriend in Qingcheng, but I didn't expect to run into another one. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Dark Emperor, we did not leak the news. It was the female doctor who happened to be on the island. One of the island guards quickly explained. Of course they knew what Xiao Beichen's last sentence meant. Just don't tell the female doctor. They all knew that the female doctor had been looking for the Dark Emperor and that the two had a past. But, the female doctor is on the island, and it's none of their business. Dark Emperor. Listening to Jiang Luofei's words spoken word by word, Xiao Beichen shuddered all over. He didn't dare to look directly into the other person's eyes. He just glanced at her quickly, and the guilty expression he had when he met Qingcheng before was exactly the same. Oh shit. Why is my luck so bad? I haven't met anyone in 3 years, but I met 2 in 3 days. This probability, oh my god, you are not kidding me. If I had known that Jiang Luofei was on the island, I wouldn't have dared to go there even if I had 10,000 courages. Jiang Luofei was both happy and angry. She originally thought that what she saw was just an illusion, but she didn't expect that the Dark Emperor was actually in Qingcheng. Ahem, long time no see. Xiao Beichen stood up, coughed twice, and greeted him. Indeed, long time no see. Jiang Luofei's eyes were filled with murderous intent, and her fists were clenched tightly. Remember what I told you before. A chill suddenly came over me. How could I not remember? When he was being irresponsible as a scumbag, Jiang Luofei made a harsh statement that if she caught him again, she would make Xiao Beichen impotent for life. Become a eunuch. Subconsciously, Xiao Beichen couldn't help but look down. No. No need. Xiao Beichen broke out in a cold sweat. At this moment, he hated Zhang Longhu in his heart. You bastard. If it weren't for you hurting Wang Xiaodai, would I come to Yaowang Island to ask for medicine? How could I meet the ex-girlfriend whom I least want to meet? When he thought of this, Xiao Beichen felt that Zhang Longhu died too easily. He should be dragged out and whipped 800 times. Not necessary. How could you say it was unnecessary when you ruthlessly abandoned me? Jiang Luofei's face was as cold as ice, full of anger. How can you say it's unnecessary when you tarnished my innocence and disappeared without a trace in the blink of an eye? His tilde. The 3 island guards took a deep breath, their eyes filled with complicated expressions. They only knew that the 2 of them had some past. But I didn't expect it to be something like this. In their eyes, Jiang Luofei was a living saint, pure and innocent, who could be admired from afar but not desecrated or played with. What I didn't expect was that the Dark Emperor, who was notorious outside the domain, would actually abandon her after having sex with her. What a scumbag! Xiao Beichen was unhappy. How can you say such a thing? I slept with you, but you didn't sleep with me. Chapter 20, Bitterness and Deep Hatred. It's all over now. It was my first time too. We're even now. The first time, of course not, after all, there is also Qingcheng. But since he already has the image of a scumbag, Xiao Beichen doesn't mind being a bit more scumbag. Asshole. I have never seen such a shameless person. I am a woman and you are a man, how can we be the same? I think you are looking for death. Jiang Luofei's face was full of anger. She leaped forward, the ribbons on her body, mixed with the cunning moonlight, made her look like a banished celestial being. What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and drive the boat away. This female devil has gone crazy. She will kill me first and then you. Xiao Beichen shouted to the boatman. When the young man driving the boat heard this, he started the engine without saying a word. His desire to survive made him drive at maximum horsepower in an instant, and he rushed madly towards the distance. Jiang Luofei was a step too late after all. Without a support point, Jiang Luofei had no choice but to step on a reef. The water did not erode her ankles, and she jumped again and returned to the shore. Xiao Beichen turned around and smiled. Luofei, I hope we will never see each other again. That was a close call. I was almost caught. This woman's control is too strong. If I get caught by her, I might actually have to undergo chemical castration. However, fortunately, he had kept something back when he met Jiang Luofei. The other party had only seen him wearing a mask and didn't know what he looked like underneath the mask. Watching the ship going farther and farther away, Jiang Luofei's heart grew colder. Her eyes were filled with coldness. Dark Emperor. Next time I will tear you into pieces. Make every effort to investigate the whereabouts of the Dark Emperor. If you have any news, send it to me immediately. A cold voice soared into the sky. Yes. The 3 island guards replied quickly. No one dared to disobey Jiang Luofei at this time. When Xiao Beichen returned to Genting Villa, it was already past 2 o'clock in the morning. Qingcheng and Wang Xiaodai had been waiting for him in the living room. Looking at the man wearing a black mask, Qingcheng had a complicated expression. Xiao Beichen opened the box and found a pool of black mud inside. A bad smell came out. What's this? Wang Xiaodai was a little resistant. Black jade cream. Xiao Beichen replied. This is like shit. Wang Xiaodai subconsciously refused. Xiao Beichen was speechless. If it weren't for the fact that you are Qingcheng's secretary, I would beat you up before applying medicine no matter what. In order to get the medicine, I met the evil star Jiang Luofei. If I hadn't run fast, I would have lost my life. I am so unlucky. The key is that I have taken such a big risk and I can't tell anyone. Qingcheng was shocked. Xiaodai, don't resist, the Blackbeard cream really works. It is generally used by the royal family and the top people. Each box of black ointment costs about 60 million, and it is in short supply. After hearing this, Wang Xiaodai stopped resisting and obediently let Xiao Beichen apply the medicine. After a while, Wang Xiaodai's entire face was wrapped in bandages. Qingcheng breathed a sigh of relief. If Wang Xiaodai was really disfigured, she would feel guilty for the rest of her life. You can only take it off after 7 days. Xiao Beichen warned. Okay, you can leave now. Who are you? Before leaving, Qingcheng couldn't help but ask. One who loves you. Xiao Beichen thought about it and replied. Qingcheng shook her head. I'm sorry. I already have a husband. I know, I don't mind waiting for you. Xiao Beichen teased her deliberately. Give me an account and I will transfer the money to you. Qingcheng said. Need not. Give me an account. Qingcheng's voice seemed unquestionable. In desperation, Xiao Beichen could only give away Suzaku's account. I will transfer the money tomorrow. You saved me, and I am grateful to you, but love and gratitude are 2 different things. I love one person, and I will only love one person from beginning to end. Thanks. Qingcheng bowed 90 degrees. Looking at their backs as they left, Zhu Qiu said, Boss, when I saw you come in just now, you looked a little strange. Medicine King Island, is it causing you trouble? Xiao Beichen smiled bitterly. Medicine King Island is nothing. If he dares to cause trouble to me, I will destroy him in one fell swoop. But, I met Jiang Luofei on Yaowang Island. Chapter 21 A Sleepless Night. Jiang Luofei. When Zhu Qiu heard the name, he couldn't help but be stunned. Xiao Beichen nodded. Boss, you'd better wish you good luck. Jiang Luofei is not as easy to fool as Qingcheng. You have not been in the dark world in the past few years, so you don't know a lot of things. She has said that she will fight you to the death in this life, and it will be either you die or she dies. Zhu Qiu showed a look of regret. Then he continued, if you let her know that you are married, boss, what do you think Jiang Luofei will do with her personality? Stop, I already have an image in my head. Xiao Beichen immediately stopped Zhu Qiu. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. Anyway, she hasn't seen my true face under the mask, so let her be. Finally, Xiao Beichen said helplessly, as long as I don't have any contact with her, there will be no problem. That's not necessarily true. The gears of fate have already turned. Maybe you two will have a story together. Zhu Qiu said with a smile, if you ask me, Jiang Luorfei must have feelings for you. Otherwise, why don't you take them all? He looked like he was enjoying the show and didn't mind the big deal. Receive. Xiao Beichen shook his head. If they knew each other's existence, it would be a real sure field. They will tear me to pieces. Even though Yi Qingcheng loves me deeply now, if she knew that I cheated on so many women, she would probably be the first one to do it. Recently, I have been making more noise in the imperial capital to create the illusion that I am in the imperial capital. Suzaku nodded, but in his mind he was already imagining a 70-episode TV series. Leaving behind his mask and clothes, he went down the mountain. As soon as the door is opened, I saw Yi Qingcheng sitting in the living room, looking particularly tired. Beichen, where have you been? Yi Qingcheng asked. Xiao Beichen said calmly, I went out for a walk. You don't know what happened in the King's Landing Hotel. Yi Qingcheng, who had a pair of big, Caroline-like eyes, asked nervously. After sending Wang Xiaodai to the bedroom to rest, she even deliberately put on makeup to prevent the slap mark on her face from showing. Xiao Beichen's heart trembled slightly. He knew what Yi Qingcheng was expecting. He could easily make Yi Qingcheng extremely disappointed in him, say that he knew the truth, and hide away cowardly, not daring to say a word, and only leave after the matter was over. In this way, Yi Qingcheng would not leave him. You will gradually give up. However, seeing Yi Qingcheng's eyes, the words came to his lips, but he didn't dare to say them out loud, so he said indifferently, I don't know. After going to the toilet, I felt very bored, so I left. Sure enough, after hearing this answer, Yi Qingcheng showed a happy smile on her face. I knew that if you were here, you would never let me get hurt. Yi Qingcheng said with a smile. Neuropathy. Xiao Beichen cursed. Afterwards, he went upstairs to another room to sleep, but Yi Qingcheng stopped him first. Xiaodai will sleep at home these few days. Then where do I sleep? Xiao Beichen asked. Of course you have to sleep in the same room with me, but don't worry, I will never touch you this time. Yi Qingcheng said. No. Xiao Beichen immediately refused, I'll sleep on the sofa. No, the sofa is wet. Yi Qingcheng said. How is that possible? I saw it was done just now. Yi Qingcheng went downstairs and brought a glass of water, and poured it all on the sofa. It's wet now. Xiao Beichen's face was full of black lines. With no other choice, he could only sleep in the same room with Yi Qingcheng. But he slept on the ground. Yi Qingcheng was sleeping on the bed. This is the dividing line, and no one is allowed to cross it. It was 3 or 4 in the morning. Are you asleep? Yi Qingcheng asked softly. Seeing that Xiao Beichen did not respond, she pulled the quilt from the bed to the floor. She spread Xiao Beichen's hands and placed them under her head. She stared at Xiao Beichen's well-defined face and sighed, Beichen, I'm actually very scared today. I'm afraid I'm really going to die. Today, someone rushed in to save me and said that he loved me, but I really hope that person was you. Back then, in that coffee shop outside the domain, it was you who gave me a second life. Although I'm a little disappointed, I'm still very happy. You didn't hide away out of cowardice, but you didn't know what happened. Chapter 22 Make a Deal. I love you, forever. I'm asleep. Good night. Barji. Yi Qingcheng leaned forward and kissed Xiao Beichen on the cheek. After a while, a faint breathing sound was heard. In the darkness, Xiao Beichen opened his eyes. I feel mixed emotions. He didn't sleep, he couldn't sleep at all, sandwiched between two women, playing different roles. He was exhausted. Silly girl. Why are you so stupid that you believe everything I say? Looking at Yi Qingcheng, who was sleeping soundly, Xiao Beichen thought silently, as long as I am not dead, anyone who hurts you will pay the price. The sun is at noon. Bang. 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 There was a knock on the door and Yi Saru's voice, Sister, sister. Are you back? Wake up, I have evidence of that loser's cheating. Yi Qingcheng was awakened by the noise outside the house and rubbed her eyes. When he found himself sleeping on the bed, he couldn't help but complain, Stingy guy, you can't even sleep on your arms. He raised his leg and kicked Xiao Beichen awake. Hurry up and get up. Yi Qingcheng said. Xiao Beichen turned over and said, I'm not going to work, why would I get up? Didn't you hear what Yi Saru said? She said she had evidence of your cheating. Qingcheng found it a little funny. She knew her younger sister too well and was afraid that the matter would not get out of hand. Even such a lie was made up. Xiao Beichen was really sleepy. He didn't fall asleep until 6 in the morning. He was woken up just when he finally got a short nap. Stop knocking, your brother-in-law and I are doing something embarrassing. Qingcheng shouted when she saw Xiao Beichen didn't respond. Outside the room, after a brief silence, a pig-like cry was heard, "R." It was so shocking that Qingcheng had to open the door. "Little sister, what are you going to do?" Qingcheng frowned, looking unhappy. Yisaru pushed the door open and punched and kicked Xiao Beichen. "Shame on you! Shame on you!" Qingcheng hurried forward to stop him. "That's enough. If you dare to attack your brother-in-law again, I will cut off your pocket money." Yisaru's face was full of bitterness. "Sister, I am your biological sister. He has cheated on you, and you still want to protect him." As he spoke, he took out his cell phone and played the photos he took yesterday. Unexpectedly, Qingcheng didn't even look at her, which made Yisaru anxious. "Sister, why would you rather believe an outsider than me? I actually photographed him getting into a jeep with a woman in red." "Okay, I know you don't like Beichen, but I like him, that's enough." Qingcheng was too lazy to pay attention and went downstairs to wash up. Xiao Beichen was shocked. "Red clothes. Isn't that Suzaku?" If Qingcheng saw this photo, she would know his identity. "Your sister won't believe you." Xiao Beichen did not panic, but stood up. "Why? Why should I trust a loser like you who I have only known for a few days, but not my biological sister?" Yisaru wanted to cry but had no tears. "It must be you, a despicable and shameless guy. I don't know what kind of magic potion you fed my sister. Have you heard the story of the boy who cried wolf? You must have lied too much." Xiao Beichen smiled faintly. "Snort. I will definitely expose your true colors. You'll make me so mad that I'll die," Yisaru said viciously. "The photo is useless to you anyway. What's more, he is just my friend. Even if you let Qingcheng see it, what can happen? Why don't we make a deal?" Xiao Beichen suggested. Chapter 23. I want him to take me to school. "What deal?" "Give me the photos and I'll transfer 5 million to you," Xiao Beichen said. This photo must not be seen by Qingcheng. Yisaru thought about it and agreed. In order to prevent the loss of the photos, she had already saved a backup. Looking at Xiao Beichen's unsophisticated appearance, he definitely didn't know about it. "Okay, but give me the money first," Yisaru said. "No problem." Xiao Beichen immediately transferred 5 million to her. Yisaru didn't play any tricks. Just when she thought Xiao Beichen was going to delete the photos, she heard a bang. Xiao Beichen didn't play according to the rules at all and fell directly to the ground, breaking into pieces. Yisaru stomped her feet in anger. 5 million is not too much to buy a mobile phone, Xiao Beichen said with a smile. The photos were deleted, but she had a backup. Now they were smashed to pieces, and the backup was gone. Qingcheng heard the sound and rushed over. "What happened?" "Sister," he felt guilty. "In order to prevent me from showing you the photos, he transferred 5 million to me and even smashed my phone," Yisaru said. Qingcheng frowned slightly and thought for a moment. "You blackmailed Beichen for 5 million. Sister, can you please listen to the key points?" Yisaru was almost going crazy. It was obvious that she had evidence of Xiao Beichen's cheating. But it made her feel unpopular both inside and outside. "I really don't know what kind of magic potion this Xiao guy has fed to my sister," Qingcheng said seriously. "Return the money to Beichen." "Sister." Yisaru was so anxious that tears were about to come out, and she stamped her feet. "He cheated on me, not to mention that he cheated me of the 5 million in the first place. I don't care. Anyway, give the money to Beichen. If you don't give it to me, I'll deduct it from your pocket money." After Qingcheng finished speaking, she turned to Xiao Beichen and said, "The breakfast I ordered is here. Wash up and come down to eat." Xiao Beichen nodded. When Qingcheng left, Yisaru gnashed her teeth in hatred, wishing she could tear Xiao Beichen to pieces. "I'm so pissed off." Xiao Beichen made a face, which made Yisaru even more furious. "When I went downstairs to eat, Wang Xiaodai was also there. His face was wrapped in bandages, with only his mouth and a pair of eyes exposed. Why is there a mummy here?" After Yi Saru finished washing up, she was shocked when she saw Wang Xiaodai. Wang Xiaodai curled her lips. I am your sister Xiaodai. R. Yi Saru looked at her carefully and said, Sister Xiaodai, did you have plastic surgery? Why is your face all wrapped in bandages? Plastic surgery. Wang Xiaodai was in tears. She was almost disfigured, and was about to complain about how she almost died last night when she saw Xiao Beichen coming down from the second floor. She immediately became agitated. Mr. Xiao, you still have the nerve to stay in this house. Do you know that Mr. Yi and I almost couldn't come back last night? Yi Qingcheng was startled and said quickly, Xiaodai. This made Wang Xiaodai shut her mouth, but her eyes were fixed on Xiao Beichen, revealing her anger. Yi Saru heard something was wrong and asked quickly, Sister Xiaodai, what happened? You are just a kid, this is not something you should know. Yi Qingcheng said calmly, and then threw down a letter of introduction. I have already arranged for you to enroll in Qingcheng University. After dinner, you can go and report. Yi Saru curled her lips, quickly finished her meal, and took Wang Xiaodai upstairs, asking curiously, Sister Xiaodai, what happened last night? Wang Xiaodai was a little embarrassed. Bossy told me not to spread it. I'm not an outsider. I'm her biological sister. After Yi Saru's eloquent speech, Wang Xiaodai finally spoke. Yi Saru exploded instantly, my sister is crazy. You don't want a man like that from Yunding Villa, but you want a loser like this. I also tried to persuade him, but it was useless. Wang Xiaodai sighed. No, I must get that piece of trash out of my house. Yi Saru was furious. The other side. After dinner, Yi Qingcheng cleaned up the table and didn't let Xiao Beichen do anything. Xiao Beichen was lying there like a big boss. Beichen, don't bother with Saru. She is just a child. Yi Qingcheng said softly. Xiao Beichen smiled lightly. Actually, I'm very curious, are you really not afraid that I will cheat on you? Yi Qingcheng did not hesitate at all and shook her head. Don't be afraid. I still have this little bit of charm. Then she complained, I can't even touch my man, how can other women touch him? Xiao Beichen smiled and said nothing. At this time, Yi Saru ran out, glanced at Xiao Beichen, and a cunning look appeared on her face. Sister, I want him to take me to school. Chapter 24. A group of gangsters. Yi Qingcheng was slightly stunned, then smiled and said, okay. It's a good opportunity to let them ease their relationship. No. I have something else to do. Xiao Beichen refused outright as he had to go home to treat his sister's leg disease. No matter what, you have to send me there. Otherwise, I will cause trouble for you every day. After saying that, Yi Saru turned around and went to change her clothes. With no other choice, Xiao Beichen could only agree. Yi Qingcheng looked at the two people playing and smiled slightly. He drove a Mercedes from the garage toward Qingcheng University. Yi Saru sat in the back seat and said coldly, Xiao, I really don't know which eye of my sister is blind. She actually likes a waist like you. Who knows? I don't understand either. Xiao Beichen shrugged and continued, besides, it's not me who wants to marry your sister, it's your sister who shamelessly wants to marry me. Yi Saru looked fierce, and she really wanted to strangle Xiao Beichen to death. Her sister was the goddess in the hearts of countless men, but in the mouth of this loser, she became worthless. Humph, don't think you can rest easy. I didn't tell you what happened last night. They almost died in the King's Landing Hotel. Later, a majestic man wearing a mask saved them. Do you know where he lives? Genting Highlands, worth billions. Compared to others, you are a wimp. I thought Xiao Beichen would be embarrassed when he heard these words, and would cry and beg her to help him speak well of him in front of his elder sister. After all, who would be willing to give up this woman who combines beauty and wealth? The result disappointed Yi Saru. Xiao Beichen's expression did not change from beginning to end, and there was even a smile on the corner of his mouth. How shameless! Humph, when we get to the school gate, I'm going to embarrass you. Soon, the car stopped in front of the gate of Qingcheng University. There were several young men with colorful hair at the door. The one leading them was called Brother Yarn, and he was a gangster. After seeing Yi Saru, his eyes widened and revealed a greedy look. Xiao Beichen sat in the car with a frown on his face. He had planned to leave after sending Yi Saru to school, but he felt unhappy when he saw Yi Saru hanging out with these people from society. He got out of the car immediately and shouted angrily, Yi Saru, your sister sent you to college to study, not to hang out with these people. Yi Saru was startled by the abrupt voice. Who am I hanging out with? Why do you, a piece of crap, need to mind me? Sai Ru, is he the loser you asked me to teach a lesson? Brother Yarn looked Xiao Beichen up and down and said coldly. Xiao Beichen then realized that these people were specially called by Yi Saru, no wonder he had to be sent there today. Yi Saru nodded, with a wicked smile on her face. Mr. Xiao, you are scared now, don't show up in front of my sister from now on. I can forgive you, but otherwise, I will make you pay. You think you can deal with me with just these little things? Xiao Beichen smiled faintly. Damn it, did I give you face? Didn't you hear what Yi Saru said? Get out of here right now. Otherwise, I will break your legs. Brother Yarn said angrily. The few thugs behind him also looked eager to attack. I'll give you a chance to disappear from my sight. Xiao Beichen's expression gradually turned cold. Damn it. Guys, come on, beat him to death. Brother Yarn shouted immediately. The younger brothers behind him rushed forward. Yi Saru sneered, don't cry until you see the coffin. However, the next moment, she froze in place. The younger brothers who rushed forward were slapped one by one and sent him flying. Only Brother Yarn was left, standing there trembling. You, what are you going to do? Crack. Without saying a word, he broke the opponent's arm. Suddenly there was a terrible scream. If I see you and Yi Saru together again, I'll die. Chapter 25, Top Scorer. A group of thugs, looking at Xiao Beichen's cold eyes, were so scared that they almost lost their souls and ran away in a flash. Yi Saru was stunned. She always thought that Xiao Beichen was a waste. Unexpectedly, he has 2 more skills. He actually chased away several thugs. Useless thing. Yi Saru couldn't help but complain. Remember to find some capable fighters next time. Xiao Beichen turned around, and the coldness on his face disappeared instantly. Snort. Yi Saru snorted coldly. In order to prevent you from associating with such shady people, I will send you in personally. Xiao Beichen didn't want to meddle in other people's business. But, who made Yi Saru his sister-in-law? Love the house and love the dog. Even though Yi Saru was extremely unwilling, she could not beat Xiao Beichen. Qingcheng University. It is a first-class university in Qingcheng. It covers an area of 1.2 million square meters and has a total construction area of more than 500,000 square meters. It's a good place to study. Looking at the campus scenery, Xiao Beichen couldn't help but sigh. If he hadn't proposed to join the army that year, he might have been admitted to this university. Yi Saru said disdainfully, a country bumpkin who never went to college. When I was in high school, my grades must have been very bad. Look at you. You have no money, no background, and you don't even have the education of a poor family. Why would my sister like someone like you? Xiao Beichen was a little unconvinced, who said my high school grades were bad. I was the top scorer in the college entrance examination back then. Cut. Yi Saru sneered, with your character, you are the top scorer in the college entrance examination. You are just bragging without thinking. Xiao Beichen didn't explain. All the way to the principal's office. The principal is an old man wearing glasses and looks bookish. His surname is Lin and he is a very nice person. After seeing Yi Saru, he immediately stood up to greet her, but his attention was on Xiao Beichen. After carefully examining him for a long time, he held his eyes and asked in surprise, You are Xiao Beichen? Xiao Beichen nodded, Old principal, you still remember me. Yi Saru was a little confused. Wasn't he a country bumpkin? Why did he know the president of Qingcheng University? Principal Lin, you know him. Principal Lin couldn't help but sigh, how could I not know him? He was the top scorer in their college entrance examination that year. The top scorer in the college entrance examination. Principal Lin, you must have remembered it wrongly. Yi Saru was shocked. He just said that he was the top scorer, is that true? Since he is the top scorer in the college entrance examination, why does he only have a high school diploma? Why? Principal Lin sighed, how could I remember it wrong? He was a famous figure back then. He was not only the top scorer in Jiangcheng's college entrance examination, but also the top scorer in the entire southwest region. I don't know how many colleges and universities were vying for him at the time, and Qingcheng University was one of them. I went to their house in person to recruit students, but he made an unexpected decision. All the schools that came to recruit students were turned away. What decision? Yi Saru became even more curious. The top scholar in the Southwest region, a national-level talent. He decided to join the army. Speaking of this, Principal Lin still felt a little regretful. Are you crazy? Yi Saru blurted out. You're definitely out of your mind to give up a bright future and join the army. Principal Lin felt the same way. Xiao Xiao, can you tell me why you wanted to join the army? He has always been curious. Xiao Beichen smiled and said, there's no need to talk about the past. It's pretty good now, isn't it? I married her sister and I don't have to worry about having no money to spend at home all day. Principal Lin was stunned. Only then did I understand why Xiao Beichen was with Yi Saru. It turned out that he was sending his sister-in-law to school. Har har har. Okay. Chapter 26. The question is wrong. I felt a little regretful at first, but later I realized that I was the one who was being taken advantage of. Yi Saru's sister, Yi Qingcheng. She is the famous business queen in the imperial capital. The controller of Yi Group. Marry her and you will never have to worry about anything in your life. After leaving the principal's office, I went to the girls' dormitory. There was always something wrong with the way Yi Saru looked at Xiao Beichen, as if she was looking at an idiot. He was the top student in the Southwest District, but he went to join the army and finally returned home to live off his parents. How absurd. Mr. Xiao, I used to think you were a waste, but I didn't expect you were not so smart. Yi Saru said after holding it in for a long time. How many points did you get in the college entrance examination? 401. Yi Saru didn't understand. I scored 740, which is a few dozen points short of twice yours. You say I have a bad brain, isn't that a disguised way of belittling yourself? Xiao Beichen said with a wicked smile. Yi Saru gritted her teeth. What's more, if I didn't join the army, how could I have met your sister, right, sister-in-law? Xiao Beichen continued to add fuel to the fire. Shut up, I'm not your sister-in-law. Yi Saru bit Xiao Beichen's arm, her gums were neatly aligned, and she was a little surprised. Don't you feel any pain? She just put in a lot of effort. Just think of it as a dog bite. Xiao Beichen shrugged indifferently. Yi Saru stamped her feet in anger. How could there be such a mean-mouthed person? Just as she was about to take action, a voice came over. Saru. A woman in a white skirt with a smile on her face walked towards me. In his arms, he was holding a pile of books. Yi Saru smiled and said, of course. The person who came was called Jiang Churan. The two of them were classmates in elementary and junior high school and studied together in the imperial capital. However, later Jiang Churan's parents returned to Qingcheng to do business, so she transferred back to Qingcheng. The two of them don't meet often. But, we will contact you online. Why are you here? Jiang Churan asked in surprise. Yi Saru curled her lips. It's my elder sister who insisted on making me study. I wanted to give you a surprise, but I ran into you right after I came in. By the way, why are you carrying so many books? Jiang Churan smiled and said, I just came from the library. Last class, the teacher left me a question for the college entrance examination, which I couldn't figure out, so I looked for some information. Take it out and let me see it. Yi Saru showed a sly smile on her face. Do you understand? Jiang Churan's face was full of disbelief. But she knew Yi Saru's background. Her grades were poor, and she would not have been able to get in if she hadn't bribed him. Don't worry, even if I can't, there will always be someone who can. Yi Saru took it and handed it to Xiao Beichen. Mr. Xiao, aren't you the top scorer in the college entrance examination? These questions should be easy for you. At this time, Jiang Churan realized that there was someone next to him and asked, who is this? My little follower. Yi Saru looked very proud. Xiao Beichen was also a little curious, so he took the question and looked at it carefully. Seeing Xiao Beichen looking embarrassed, Jiang Churan said, forget it. I'll go back and study it carefully. No, he is the top scorer in the college entrance examination. If he can't even solve such a simple problem, how can he be qualified to be the top scorer? Yi Saru just wanted to embarrass Xiao Beichen. You know, the person in front of you is the top scorer in this year's college entrance examination. A problem that even she couldn't solve. How could Xiao Beichen, a half-baked guy in his 20s, possibly solve it? Mr. Xiao, you can't really be unable to solve it. I was planning to look at you with new eyes, but this is the result. Seeing Xiao Beichen's puzzled look, Yi Saru was overjoyed. Xiao Beichen smiled, simple. This question is wrong. Chapter 27. He is a genius. Har har har. It's so funny. Not only can they not solve it, but they even said the question was wrong. Yi Saru burst into laughter. How shameless. Jiang Churan smiled and took the question, but shook his head secretly in his heart. He had seen many people like Xiao Beichen who pretended to know everything. Of course, in order to seduce Yi Saru, he pretended to be very knowledgeable. Xiao Beichen did not quibble. Give me your pen. Do what? Jiang Churan was a little confused, but still handed over the pen. Xiao Beichen changed a number on the question, returned the pen, and then turned and left. With Yi Saru's best friend with her, he doesn't need to follow. Sai Ru, stay away from people like this in the future. After Xiao Beichen left, Jiang Churan felt a little unhappy. It would be fine if he couldn't do it, but why did he have to scribble on the questions? Yi Saru snorted coldly, I also want him to get out. After exchanging a few pleasantries, Jiang Churan looked at the time and said, I won't talk to you for now. Class is about to start. I'll come find you after class. Yi Saru nodded. Jiang Churan jogged all the way and finally sat in the front row before the class bell rang. As soon as she appeared, she instantly attracted a lot of people's attention. Even students who don't have classes will come and visit. In the last class, I reserved questions for you. I wonder which student can answer them. The teacher asked while standing at the podium. Below, there were many people sitting. Faced with the teacher's question, no one answered. The teacher glanced around and stopped at Jiang Churan. Jiang Churan, you are the best freshman and the top scorer in the college entrance examination. I wonder if you have solved it. Jiang Churan stood up with a face full of shame. Teacher, I tried more than a dozen methods, but I couldn't solve it. The teacher was a little disappointed when he heard this method. Are there any other students who can solve it? There was complete silence below. Why? The teacher sighed and said, since no one has solved it, I will explain it. Actually, this question is wrong. Mathematics is not just about calculating results, it also requires disproven proofs and determination. The students in class listened to the lecture calmly. Jiang Churan's face was full of surprise. Is it really wrong? He didn't say anything wrong. Even she did not doubt the authenticity of the question, but Xiao Beichen saw through it at a glance. Suddenly remembering something, she opened the question and found that Xiao Beichen had changed a decimal point, which was exactly what the teacher mentioned. Only then did she realize that she had underestimated the other person. What a genius! With just one glance, he saw through the essence of the question and even proved the opposite. She has always believed that she is a genius in studying and does not take anyone seriously, but now someone suddenly appears and breaks her confidence. And, this is someone who has never been to college. This made her feel deeply frustrated. The other side. Xiao Beichen drove back to the village in the city to treat Xiao Enyan's leg disease, but found that there was no one there. After making a phone call to inquire, I learned that they went to my second uncle Xiao Jingye's house. Xiao Beichen frowned, somewhat confused. Their family has never had any dealings with Xiao Jingye. The main reason is that there is a big gap between them. Xiao Jingye's family is in the building materials business and has millions of savings. He usually looks down on his elder brother who lives in the village in the city. However, Xiao's mother was a person who cared about her reputation, so she naturally would not be bored and go to find Xiao Jingye. Forget it, let's go over there first. Chapter 28. Borrow money. At this moment, Xiao Jinghua and his family were at the home of his second uncle Xiao Jingye. Brother, you also know our family's situation. We just bought a car for Qianer and a house in the city. How can we lend you money? When Xiao Jingye heard that they were here to borrow money, he immediately treated them like a plague god. Xiao Jinghua said humbly, Jingye, you are such a big boss, 30,000 yuan is not a big deal for you. I have contacted a hospital, and I only need 30,000 yuan to treat in Yang's leg disease. I promise that I will definitely pay you back within 3 months. This doctor is a very famous orthopedic surgeon throughout the region. He took Xiao Enyan to get checked out, and the doctor said there was an 80% chance of recovery, but the doctor would only stay in Qingcheng for a week. The surgery would cost 300,000 yuan, and the family took out all their money and raised a total of 270,000 yuan, leaving only 30,000 yuan short. He only asked for it this once in his life, but he never expected that his own brother would refuse without even a second thought. It would be fine if he really had no money, but Xiao Jingwa still knew some of his family's confidence, and it would not be a problem for the family to have a few million. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the nerve to come and borrow money. Brother, don't you understand what I'm saying? I really don't have the money to lend you. Besides, Xiao Enyan has been sitting in a wheelchair for more than 10 years. Maybe she's used to it. Why bother treating her? It's a waste of money. Xiao Jingye was a little annoyed, and said angrily, "You have an adopted son, but you asked him to pay. You are really a loser. You have raised him for most of your life, but you didn't even give him 30,000 yuan as a filial gift. If I were you, I would just throw him out. Jingye, we are really in trouble. Sister-in-law, I have never bowed to you in my life. I beg you to lend us 30,000 yuan. I will bow to you." Zhao Yalan sighed. She had been strong all her life, but in the end she had to give in. "Sister-in-law, you are so shameless. I need to make it clear. I have no money. I just don't have any money. Even if I have money, I won't lend you money." The middle-aged woman next to her is Xiao Jingye's wife Wang Cuihua. She has a sharp face and crosses her chest with her hands. "Even if you kneel down today, we won't lend you a penny." Zhao Yalan also got angry and directly exposed the past. "Who is shameless? Why is our family living such a miserable life? Don't you know? The elders of the Xiao family died early. As the eldest brother, Xiao Jingguo raised Xiao Jingye with great difficulty. We had saved some money to do business. When we heard that the second brother wanted to get married, we took out the money from the business to help him get married and gave up the business. If it weren't for you, would our family be like this? What kind of return do we want? Now your family is rich, and finally someone can cure Yang's disease. He didn't ask for hundreds of thousands of dollars from your family, but only asked for 30,000 yuan, but you are making excuses. These are all old things, why bring them up?" Huang Cuihua said with disdain, "Anyway, I've already said it, I won't lend it to you." "You?" Zhao Yalan was so angry that she was out of breath. Xiao Jingwa hurried to comfort him. When Xiao Enyan saw this scene, tears welled up in her eyes. "Dad, Mom, forget it, I'll just sit in a wheelchair. A bunch of poor guys, let alone 30,000 yuan, I won't even give you 300 yuan. You are bringing up old scores with me now, and don't even think about entering our house in the future. We don't have poor relatives like you, so get out of here now." Wang Cuihua ordered them to leave. Xiao Jingguo also got angry. "Jingye, you really don't want to lend it to me. Didn't you hear what my wife said? Why did she ask me to repeat it several times? Get out of here now. It's an eyesore to look at you poor relatives." Xiao Jingye's words completely made Xiao Jingguo give up. At this moment, Xiao Jingguo's family deeply experienced the fickleness of human nature. Just as they were about to leave, an angry voice appeared at the door. "Xiao Jingye, Huang Cuihua, you bastards, did I give you face?" Chapter 29, Not steaming buns, but fighting for face. The person standing at the door was Xiao Beichen, who had been listening for a long time. His face was full of anger. Xiao Jingguo and his wife were shocked. "Beichen, why are you here?" Zhao Yalan asked. "When I got home and saw you were not there, I called my sister and found out that you were at that bastard's house," Xiao Beichen said coldly. Then, he looked at Xiao Jingye with a fierce look on his face. "You are really shameless. You dare to bully my parents when I'm not around." Xiao Jingye's scalp tingled when he saw this. He was not afraid of Xiao Jingguo's family, but he was afraid of Xiao Beichen. Once, he went to Xiao Jingguo's house and ridiculed him, making the other party unable to raise his head. Xiao Beichen picked up a kitchen knife and chased him out, which left him with a psychological trauma. He quickly hid behind Huang Cuihua. Huang Cuihua said angrily, "How dare you come to our house and cause trouble, you little bastard? And you even called us dogs and useless bastards who don't know how to respect the elderly and love the young. What qualifications do you have to say that?" Xiao Beichen directly retorted, "My dad is your eldest brother, do you respect him? My dad raised this bastard, and not only did he not repay his kindness, he also chased them away. You are the only one who is filial. Then why can't they even come up with 30,000 yuan? They have to come here to beg us, almost kneeling down to us." Huang Cuihua's face was full of disdain. "Forget it. If they don't want to lend it to us, we won't force them. We can just go back and figure it out ourselves. Xiao Jinghua pulled Xiao Beichen. Seeing this, Xiao Beichen calmed down his anger. Remember this, it was you who didn't seize the opportunity. When the time comes, don't come to me for help. He he. Huang Suihua burst into laughter. What is this little lunatic talking about? We will beg him, what a joke. Beichen, stop talking nonsense with them, let's go. Zhao Yalan also persuaded. She had seen through these people. They were a bunch of ungrateful people. Even if she told them the truth, they would not lend her a penny. You bunch of poor relatives, what are you doing in our house? At this moment, a voice suddenly came from outside. A young man in fashionable clothes was walking towards them. He was Xiao Jingye's son, Xiao Wei. The other was a well-dressed woman with a slender waist. She looked up and down at Xiao Jinghua and others with disdain in her eyes. However, when he saw Xiao Beichen, he was completely stunned. Why is it him? His eyes were full of astonishment. Huang Suihua suddenly became excited. Let me introduce you, this is my son's girlfriend, He Rui. She works as a salesperson at Uni Real Estate, earning tens of thousands of yuan a month, sometimes even over 100,000. Xiao Beichen glanced at her and saw that this was the female salesperson who was fired for looking down on others. Mom, why are you telling them this? Xiao Wei was a little unhappy. From the bottom of my heart, I look down on such poor relatives. You don't understand this. With their family situation, they can't even get married. Who would be blind to marry into a family like theirs? Huang Suihua laughed. That's true. I remember Xiao Beichen was older than me. His family was so poor, he must have never even touched a girl's hand. Xiao Wei's face was full of disdain. Zhao Yalan was instantly unhappy. Not only did my Beichen find a girlfriend, but he also got married. She's beautiful and rich. It doesn't matter if he can't borrow money, but is also trying to save face. Who said his son can't get married? Huang Suihua was slightly stunned, then sneered, Sister-in-law, you are still asleep. If he really found a wife who was beautiful and rich, you would not come to us to borrow money. Zhao Yalan was speechless. The reason why they didn't look for Xiao Beichen was because. That is, they don't want the woman to look down on them. Going to Xiao Beichen is just asking Qingcheng for money in disguise. They might as well just go begging on the streets. Chapter 30. Whose car is it? Uncle, aunt, you said they are poor people. He Rui next to him swallowed, his face full of disbelief. He easily paid out 10 billion to buy Genting Highlands. A poor fellow? Yes. Huang Suihua said, their family lives in that shabby place in the village in the city. They are a group of vampires. They only know how to come to us to ask for money. Now that we don't give it to them, they are messing with us. I feel sick if I say one more word to them. Xiao Jinghua sighed, Sister-in-law, even if you don't want to borrow money, you don't have to say such vicious words. HMPH, I have something even more vicious. Do you want to hear it? Huang Suihua crossed her arms across her chest, looking like a shrew. Get out of here. You are not welcome here. Xiao Wei said impatiently. Xiao Beichen said coldly, you look down on others with your dog eyes, and you will be punished sooner or later. Xiao Enyan pulled Xiao Beichen's hand and said, forget it, let's go. He Rui's eyes were somewhat complicated as he watched them leave. Who do you think you are? Do you have the right to speak here? Xiao Wei said angrily. Then, he turned around with a smile on his face, Dad, Mom, did you buy me a new car without telling me? New car? No. Huang Suihua's face was full of confusion. Xiao Wei was a little confused, you didn't buy it for me? Then whose car is that Mercedes parked in front of our door? It's an S-Class. A Mercedes S-Class costs more than 3 million. How can we afford it? Xiao Jingye said, let's go out and take a look. Their family has some financial resources, but they are not yet extravagant enough to spend 3 million to buy a car. I think it might be those people just now. Maybe what that aunt said is right. He really found a beautiful and rich woman. He Rui said with a trembling voice. She still remembers the scene of Suzaku spending 1 billion without blinking an eyelid. This immediately attracted a lot of ridicule. You're killing me with laughter, Rui. Do you think a family living in a village in the city can afford such a luxury car? Xiao Wei said disdainfully. Xiao Rui, no matter who it belongs to, it can't be theirs. If it really is theirs, I will eat shit on the spot, said Huang Tsuehua. No one believed Rui's words and just treated it as a joke. Dad, Mom, if you need money, just tell me. Don't come to them. Xiao Beichen said as he pushed Xiao Enyan. This is our business, don't worry about it. Zhao Yalan said. What are you talking about? It's as if I'm not a family member. Xiao Beichen curled his lips. I just married a wife, not abandoned my family. Xiao Jinghua and Zhao Yalan looked at each other without saying anything. Xiao Enyan said, you are still a child, you don't understand. Xiao Beichen's brain is full of black lines. He is already married, but she still treats him like a child. You don't have to take the bus today. Xiao Beichen spoke first as he watched his parents walking towards the bus stop. Okay, then let's take a taxi back. Xiao Jinghua said. Why take a taxi? It's too expensive. Every penny left now must be used for Anyang's medical treatment. Zhao Yalan rolled her eyes. Xiao Jinghua scratched his head. Don't take a taxi or the bus, take this car. Xiao Beichen smiled and patted the hood of the Mercedes-Benz. It was a bit sad to think that his parents had lived most of their lives and had never enjoyed their happiness. Beichen, don't touch anything, or you might get scratched. Xiao Enyan reminded. Let your hands get naughty. Zhao Yalan slapped him on the back. Just as Xiao Beichen was about to explain, the voices of Xiao Wei's family came out. A bunch of poor bastards, do you know what kind of car this is? How dare you touch it? This is a Mercedes S-Class, the top model, worth more than 3 million. You can't even compensate for a scratch on the paint. Chapter 31 The car is mine. When Xiao Jinghua heard this, he panicked and quickly pulled Xiao Beichen over, fearing that he would be hit. Seeing their reactions, Xiao Wei sneered, this kind of luxury car is not something that poor people like you can touch. I'll never be able to buy you a lifetime. Xiao Rui, you said this car belonged to them. Now you know, these poor guys don't even know what kind of car it is. Huang Tsuehua's face was full of sarcasm. Who said we can't afford it? Xiao Beichen was displeased. Har har har. Xiao Wei's family immediately started to mock him, you must be an idiot. If this is really your car, drive it away and let me see it. Even they couldn't afford it, let alone Xiao Beichen. In their impression, Xiao Beichen is a good-for-nothing who lives off his parents. What if I really drive away? Xiao Beichen suddenly had an idea and said. If you drive away, I'll kneel down and call you daddy. Xiao Wei's face was full of disdain. If you don't drive away, you'll kneel down and call me daddy. Okay. Xiao Beichen nodded. Originally, he didn't want to bother with these people, but after being ridiculed repeatedly, he still had a temper. Xiao Jinghua and others were shocked and said quickly, Beichen. Xiao Wei stopped him immediately. He has already made a bet with me. I want to see how he kneels down and calls me dad. Xiao Wei would not miss this opportunity to humiliate. Zhao Yalan and Xiao Jingye looked like they were enjoying a good show, and they made big statements without thinking. This kind of luxury car is driven by people worth tens of millions. He dares to brag. At this moment, Xiao Beichen took out the key and pressed the unlock button. The Mercedes beeped. In an instant, the air seemed to freeze. Xiao Wei's family was so shocked that their jaws almost dropped, and they spoke incoherently. How is it possible? Rui seemed rather indifferent. She had even bought the billion-dollar Genting Highlands, so a car worth more than 3 million was no big deal for her. She even felt that she didn't deserve it. Xiao Jinghua and Zhao Yalan were also shocked. However, he understood instantly that it must have been given to him by Qingcheng. Xiao Enyan smiled and said, little brother, you are really good. You can drive such a luxury car. Xiao Beichen touched his nose, no big deal. Then, he pointed the finger at Xiao Wei. I've told you, you will be punished sooner or later for looking down on others. Now kneel down and call me daddy. My name is Nima. His girlfriend was standing next to him. If she knelt down and called him daddy, she would lose all face. How can you afford such a nice car? You must have rented it. Xiao Jingye and the others also reacted. With their family's financial situation, they couldn't even afford a second-hand car, so how could they possibly afford a luxury car worth more than 3 million? Huang Tsuehua snorted coldly. I thought you were rich, but it turns out you only rented a car. It really makes me laugh to death. No matter if it's rented or not, this car is mine now. So, if I win the bet, he has to kneel down and call me dad. Xiao Beichen said. I'm telling you, don't go too far. Just drive the car you rented away. It's such a piece of rubbish. Xiao Wei was a little annoyed. However, the next moment, Xiao Beichen's figure appeared in front of him. Par. A slap landed directly on Xiao Wei's face. Xiao Wei was shocked. You dare to hit me? You have to accept defeat, don't you understand? Xiao Beichen said coldly. I bet. Xiao Wei wanted to fight back, but how could he be a match for Xiao Beichen? He was slapped again. Seeing this, Xiao Jingwo wanted to step forward to dissuade them, but was stopped by Zhao Yalan. It's not like you didn't see them bullying us, so let Beichen beat them. Just think of it as a way to vent our anger. If you dare to hit my son, I will fight you. Wang Suihua reacted and rushed forward to fight. Xiao Beichen didn't understand what it meant to respect the elderly and love the young. Anyone who humiliated his family would be punished. He slapped Wang Suihua in the face with his backhand, making her dizzy. Turning around, he stared at Xiao Jingye. Xiao Jingye, do you want to be beaten too? I. Xiao Jingye's legs were shaking with fear. Chapter 32. Hello, is that my daughter-in-law? Seeing Xiao Jingye's cowardly appearance, Xiao Beichen wanted to laugh. Apart from being rude to his eldest brother, he was just a scum. Xiao Wei, I'm warning you, if you don't kneel down and call me daddy, I will break your legs right now. Xiao Beichen threatened. Xiao Wei still wanted to resist, but when he thought that this was indeed something Xiao Beichen could do, he immediately gave up. Reluctantly, he knelt down and said in a whisper as soft as a mosquito, Dad. Dad. Speak louder, I can't hear you. Xiao Beichen said. Don't go too far. Xiao Wei trembled all over. Then I'll break your legs. Xiao Beichen was about to take action, which frightened Xiao Wei so much that he quickly shouted, Dad. Get lost. I don't have a useless son like you. Xiao Beichen kicked him and left with Xiao Jinghua and his family. Looking at the back of the luxury car driving away, Xiao Wei trembled with anger. Mom, you must avenge me. Wang Suihua held onto the railing and said, Xiao Jingye, you coward, you watched your son and daughter-in-law being beaten, and you just cowered behind their backs. Xiao Jingye couldn't utter a word. I advise you not to provoke him. He looks like someone who is not someone you want to deal with. He really frowned. Offended a billionaire? He didn't even know how he died. He is not easy to mess with, and neither are we. Xiao Jingye, call all your relatives and let's go to him to seek justice. He is lawless and even wants to break my son's legs. Wang Suihua had a vicious look on her face. In the car, the family looked at Xiao Beichen with strange eyes, and Xiao Beichen felt numb. Mom and Dad, I'm scared by the look in your eyes. It's like you want to eat me. Who dares to eat you? You were so majestic just now and even wanted to break Xiao Wei's legs. Zhao Yalan said sarcastically. Just say it. I'm scared. I am not afraid of heaven or earth. I'm afraid my mom will say something contrary to my opinion. In this life, besides being afraid of a few ex-girlfriends suddenly appearing in front of him, he was also afraid of Zhao Yalan. Whenever she said something contrary to his words, nothing good would happen. Xiao Jinghua said earnestly, Beichen, there is no precedent for men in our Xiao family to eat gigolos. As a man, you must be able to hold up the sky and stand on the ground. Your wife has money, that is hers, you should work harder to catch up, instead of relying on women. Zhao Yalan nodded, if you don't want to be looked down upon for the rest of your life, you should work hard. It's a blessing to find a good wife, but you also have to be down to earth. Xiao Enyan smiled and said, Mom and Dad, it's not shameful for me to be a gigolo with my looks. A man should have the responsibility and accountability of a man, said Xiao Jinghua. I totally agree. You too, you must find a responsible man in the future. You can't be like your brother, living off his wife all day long. The two elders are completely on the same side. Xiao Beichen was so upset by this that he was completely speechless, and even Xiao Enyan was scolded. Am I as bad as you say? Xiao Beichen curled his lips, somewhat unhappy. There's something even worse, do you want to hear it? Zhao Yalan said. Never mind. Xiao Beichen quickly stopped talking, you keep talking nonsense, I am afraid of you. It's good that you're afraid. Zhao Yalan snorted coldly. By the way, call my daughter-in-law and ask her to come home for dinner. It's been a few days since we got the marriage certificate. Even if we don't have a wedding banquet, we still have to have a meal made by our mother-in-law. Speaking of her daughter-in-law, Zhao Yalan's expression immediately became gentle. No need. Xiao Beichen felt extremely repulsive in his heart. Do you want to fight? If not, hand over your phone and I'll fight. Zhao Yalan gave no way out. Okay, I'll fight. Xiao Beichen had no choice but to call Qingcheng. The call was quickly connected. Just as he was about to speak, Zhao Yalan snatched the call away and spoke softly, completely different from how she had spoken to Xiao Beichen before. Hello, is this my daughter-in-law? Chapter 33, Don't believe what the mother-in-law says. The person on the other end of the phone was obviously stunned and asked, Is that auntie? What aunt? I'm your mother. Zhao Yalan said with a smile. Xiao Jinghua and Xiao Enyan couldn't stop laughing. Xiao Beichen was somewhat speechless. Mom. Qingcheng shouted a little stiffly, and it was obvious that she had not reacted yet. Are you free tonight? Let's have a simple meal at home and talk to you about something. Zhao Yalan spoke softly. Okay, I'm just about to finish the work I'm doing. Qingcheng agreed immediately. After hanging up the phone, Zhao Yalan was very proud. Lao Xiao, come with me to the market later to buy some vegetables and make some delicious food. Last time I saw how thin my daughter-in-law was, it was obvious that she was too tired from work and didn't eat well. This time it's just right to give her a good supplement. Okay. Office of the President of Yi Group. Qingcheng, who had never been nervous about anything, was actually a little nervous and at a loss at this moment. The last time she met Xiao Beichen's parents, it was completely because of hormones that she didn't care at all. Now she is going to meet them as a daughter-in-law, and the situation is completely different. What should I wear? And what gifts should I bring? Qingcheng racked his brains but couldn't think of anything. So, he called over a subordinate who had just gotten married. Boss Yi, what do you want me to do? The woman was a little restrained. It was her first time talking to Qingcheng. I heard that you got married, congratulations. I asked you to come here today mainly to ask you what you brought when you visited the other party's parents' house for the first time. Qingcheng went straight to the point. The woman breathed a sigh of relief. It was my first time visiting the other party's parents, so I brought some fruit and a bottle of milk. Fruit, milk. Qingcheng was a little surprised. These things are too cheap. The woman smiled and said, We ordinary people don't have so many requirements. As long as the intention is there, it's fine. If it's Mr. Yi meeting his future mother-in-law, it's different. The ceremony must be bigger, such as a car, a house. Qingcheng wrote it all down. However, Mr. Yi, these old women are not easy to get along with. They are all very vicious. The woman changed the subject. Vicious. Qingcheng frowned. He didn't seem to show any malice when they met last time. Yes, my mother-in-law is very patient. Before the wedding, she treated me to delicious food and drinks. After the wedding, she asked me to work and earn money, and asked me to wash clothes and cook. If I didn't do anything well, she would scold me. And don't believe what the mother-in-law says. They are always one thing in front of you and another behind your back. You never know what bad things they say about you behind your back. His tilde. My already nervous heart suddenly became even more nervous. These old women either spoil them and do everything for them, or just kill them. I am the latter. The woman was a little proud. Okay. Thank you, you can go out first. After the woman left, Qingcheng held her forehead. She had no choice. If she wanted to be with Xiao Beichen, she had to do the former. Come on. Charge for love. He immediately ordered people to buy a car and a house. Afterwards, after handing over the matters of the high-tech zone to his subordinates, he went to the shopping mall. Zhang Longhu is dead. For the project in the high-tech zone, the gangsters under his command are leaderless, so it would be easy for him to complete the bet with the board of directors. The most important thing now is how to make his mother-in-law happy. After Qingcheng left, several people from the Yi Group's board of directors held a meeting. Mr. Ge, how come Qingcheng is so lucky? Zhang Longhu died right after we made the bet. Once he died, the high-tech zone project would have to start construction immediately. Mr. Ge, are we really going to hand over the power to Qingcheng? Elder Ge snorted coldly, look at how little you are capable of. Are you frightened by the slightest disturbance? Don't worry, I have already made arrangements. Qingcheng's people should not even think about starting the high-tech zone project. Chapter 34. He is looking for a married woman. Medicine King Island. The three island guards stood respectfully in front of Jiang Luorfei. Dr. Jiang, we have found some information about the Dark Emperor, said one of the island guards. Explain. Jiang Luorfei's face was as cold as ice. Last night, at the birthday party of Zhang Longhu, the underground emperor of Qingcheng, he killed Zhang Longhu and the Qingcheng giant Ma Qingkue, and rescued a woman from them. When he said this, the island guard glanced at Jiang Luorfei's face. Jiang Luorfei's expression was cold. Keep talking. This woman is Yi Qingcheng, the chairman of the Yi group, and he openly said at the banquet that Yi Qingcheng is his woman. Click. The corners of the sandalwood chair were broken into pieces. The three island guards trembled violently. Everyone knew that beneath their frosty faces, there was a heart of extreme anger. Jiang Luorfei slowly stood up, her tone as cold as hell. Dark Emperor. I didn't tell you that you lied to me, but now you dare to say in front of me that someone else is his woman. I must make him pay the price. Find out where Yi Qingcheng is now. As long as we find Yi Qingcheng, we will definitely find the Dark Emperor. The island guard trembled. She is going to the village in the city to meet her boyfriend's parents. She is married. Jiang Luorfei was slightly stunned. The island guard nodded repeatedly. A surge of hatred surged in my heart. You are so great, Dark Emperor. It's fine if he goes out to pick up girls, but he also picks married women. What a scumbag. Give me the seat immediately. After saying that, Jiang Luorfei took a boat and left the island. The three island guards looked at each other in confusion. The king of the dark world might really be chemically castrated. Let us talk about the other side. Xiao Beichen and Xiao Jingguo were assigned to clean the house and not allow even a speck of dust, while Zhao Yalan prepared a table full of dishes. Dad, it's just a meal, there's no need to make such a big fuss. Xiao Beichen complained. Xiao Jingguo hit Xiao Beichen on the head and said, What do you mean it's unnecessary? This is a daughter-in-law meeting her father-in-law and mother-in-law. No matter how big the ceremony is, it's necessary. Looking at Xiao Enyan with a smirk on his face, he said, Don't laugh. You will be the same in the future. Xiao Enyan stuck out her tongue. HMPH, I'll let you laugh at me. Xiao Beichen pushed Xiao Enyan directly into the room. Then locked the door. Why did you lock the door? Xiao Enyan asked. Sis, do you want to stand up? Xiao Enyan shrugged at the sudden words and said, Who wants to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their lives? But you also know that the family is still short of 30,000 yuan for the surgery. Otherwise, it would be impossible to borrow money from second uncle's house. Xiao Beichen smirked and took out a box from his pocket. Apply this on your knees. In about half a month, you will be able to stand up. What is this? Could it be a folk remedy bought from some liar? Xiao Enyan curled her lips. Trust me. Apply it every evening. Xiao Beichen said seriously. Xiao Enyan was stunned for a moment. It was the first time she saw Xiao Beichen so serious. She agreed with half belief and half doubt. Suddenly, there was a noisy sound outside. Boss Xiao, your family is going too far. You actually hit someone. Do you think that because you are the boss, we dare not do anything to you? A large group of people were heading towards their house. These people are all relatives of the Xiao family. They only interact with each other during the Chinese New Year and other festivals. Leading the team was Huang Cuihua and her family. Chapter 35. Enforcing House Rules. Xiao Jingguo was startled and quickly walked forward to scatter cigarettes. Elders, why are you here? Among them was an old man. Yes, the patriarch of the Xiao family is called Xiao Qingkue. When they lived in a village, they all worshipped the same clan temple. He has quite a bit of prestige in the old Xiao family. Generally, he would come out to mediate any conflicts. Xiao Qingkue leaned on his walking stick and glanced at him without answering. Xiao Jingguo, let's not waste any more time talking nonsense. Did your son Xiao Beichen hit Xiao Wei? I did hit him, but... Before Xiao Jingguo could finish his words, Xiao Qingkue started smoking his pipe. No matter what the reason is, hitting people is wrong. Immediately ask your Beichen to come out and make Xiao Wei pay back what he did to him. Impossible. Zhao Yalan was more assertive. Whether Beichen did anything wrong or not, we know it in our hearts. If he really did do something wrong, there is no need for you to do it. We will educate him ourselves. But Beichen did nothing wrong in this matter. You are lying with your eyes open. Look at what my son has been beaten into, and you still say you are not wrong. Huang Suihua gritted her teeth, pulled Xiao Wei to the front, and pointed at the wound on her face. He deserves to be beaten, Zhao Yalan said without hesitation. Everyone from the Xiao family, now you have seen what it means that poor and remote areas produce unruly people. They came to my family to borrow money, but my family's financial situation is very tight, so we had no money to lend them. But they started beating them up, and they still think they are in the right. Bar. Huang Suihua spoke nonsense. Hearing this, they immediately started to make a fuss. Zhao Yalan, you are so shameless. Don't say that Xiao Jingye's family has no money. Even if they have money, why would they lend it to you? That's right. You beat someone up and still say you're not wrong. Your family is really shameless. Only Xiao Jingye's family has some manners, so we don't want to use force against you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have called us over. You're poor, and you like to pretend. It's disgusting to be your relative. Zhao Yalan was so angry. Don't listen to her nonsense, it's not the case at all. It was his son who lost the bet with Beichen and refused to admit it, so Beichen took action. Okay, stop quibbling. We are not fools. We will definitely believe Huang Suihua and not your broken mouth. With your quality, you still live in the urban village after so many years. Some of what you said is true. The speaker was a middle-aged woman named Xiao Chunhua. Her eyes were full of disgust. Among the old Xiao family, Xiao Jingguo's family had the worst economic conditions, and she looked down on Xiao Jingguo's family from the beginning to the end. That's what relatives are like. Catch a rich relative and brag about him. When they catch poor relatives, they look down on them, as if they have violated some heavenly law. Without even figuring out the truth of the matter, it's easy to tell who is better. Okay. Xiao Qingkue said, Xiao Jingguo, hand over your son. Seeing so many people standing on their side, Xiao Jingye's family was extremely proud. No. Although Xiao Jingguo is honest, he is as protective of his child as Zhao Yalan and refuses to hand over Xiao Beichen no matter what. Xiao Qingkue's wrinkled face suddenly darkened. You don't even listen to me? If you still regard me as your elder, then do as I say. Elder, I respect you, but Beichen really did nothing wrong. Xiao Jingguo said in a pleading tone. Bang! Xiao Qingkue slammed his cane on the ground, his face full of displeasure. Xiao Jingguo, you are too presumptuous. You don't even listen to me. You have to hand it over today, whether you want to or not, otherwise, you will be punished according to the clan rules. Seeing that Xiao Jingguo had not moved yet, Xiao Qingkue was furious. Someone, bring the stick over here. Immediately, someone came over carrying a stick as big as a roof beam. Old Xiao's relatives were all watching the fun and whispering. You are unwilling to hand the person over? Xiao Qingkue asked again. No. Although Xiao Jingguo was afraid, he still said this. Hit me. At Xiao Qingkue's order, a sturdy member of the Xiao family stood up, raised a stick and was about to hit Xiao Jingguo. Suddenly, the door opened wide. With a kick in the air, he kicked the member of the Xiao family out. Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you hit my dad? I'll kill your whole family. Chapter 36 I saw too much milk. The sudden scene shocked everyone. A grown man was kicked away in front of them. What a great power this is. Xiao Beichen stood at the front, looking intently at the group of relatives. Beichen. Xiao Jingguo and his wife said in unison. In particular, Xiao Jingguo was deeply touched, and for a moment, he felt that he was old. My son can now stand on his own. They can all stand in front to protect them from wind and rain. How dare you? How dare you stop me from enforcing the Xiao family rules? Xiao Qingkue was furious. He is the most senior member of the Xiao family. Who would dare to disrespect him? Yet, this junior jumped out and threatened to kill his entire family. It's simply lawless. You are nothing, old man. Xiao Beichen sneered disdainfully. You. This move immediately caused dissatisfaction among other members of the Xiao family. Xiao Beichen, you are too arrogant. The clan elder is the elder of our Xiao family. His words are final. How dare you be so arrogant? Like father, like son. Even if it's picked up, it's the same. The educated ones talk, the uneducated ones use their hands. Xiao Qingcheng was furious. Xiao Beichen, are you still a member of the Xiao family? It's okay for you to not admit your wrongdoing, but you dare to threaten me. I am threatening you, so what? Bite me if you dare, or your old teeth will all fall out. Xiao Beichen looked like a dead pig that was not afraid of boiling water. You are old, so just go back and have a rest, don't come out and get in the way. Do you really think you are a messenger of justice? When my parents were humiliated by them, why didn't you stand up and enforce the family rules? Now that you heard that Xiao Jingye's family was beaten, you stood up to seek justice. Why are you pretending? You are just relying on your status as an elder to look down on those who are worse than you, but you dare not provoke those rich people. I'll just say one thing. If my family had money, would you dare to enforce their house rules? He had no good feelings towards this elder. At first, a wealthy relative of the Xiao family wanted to occupy Xiao Jingwe's land and had Xiao Jingwe beaten up. He wanted the clan elders to come forward and give an explanation, but it turned out that this guy was a bully who only bullied the weak and feared the strong. He made all kinds of excuses to shirk responsibility, and when he really couldn't get away with it, he just said that Xiao Jingwe deserved to be beaten. You are too arrogant. You are destined to be taken away by heaven. Xiao Qingcheng was so angry that he almost died. Hey, did you see your grandmother? Stay away from me. Don't die in front of my house. It's unlucky. Thump. The anger that Xiao Qingcheng had just calmed down immediately rose again, and he fainted from anger. The Xiao family panicked instantly and called 120. After more than 20 minutes, I finally breathed a sigh of relief when I saw Xiao Qingcheng get on the car. Huang Suihua hated Xiao Beichen so much that she invited the elders to come, but it didn't work. She was so angry that she was hospitalized. They would definitely have to pay for the medical expenses. Xiao Jingye was trembling all over. Devil, you are simply a devil. Why would our Xiao family produce someone like you? You don't respect your elders and you always speak dirty words. If you say one more word, I'll kill you. Xiao Beichen didn't waste any more words. The fear of being dominated emerged in Xiao Jingye's mind, and he immediately became a coward again. Huang Suihua said angrily, everyone, you have seen it all. Xiao Beichen is too arrogant. Not only did he hit someone, he also threatened to kill the elders' entire family. Today he bullied us, but tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, he might bully someone else. We must unite and drive them all out of Qingcheng. Yes, that's right, they should be driven away. Xiao Chunhua shouted. I remember that part of this house in the urban village seems to belong to Xiao Jingye. Someone said at this time. Chapter 37 Demolition. Everyone thought about it carefully, and then turned their attention to Xiao Jingye's family. Huang Suihua slapped her forehead and suddenly realized, why didn't I think that our family also has a share of this house? The houses in the urban villages are not worth much money. Plus, their house was old and had no foundation deed, so it was worth maybe 20,000 or 30,000 bucks at best. Given their financial situation, they didn't take it seriously at all and only remembered it after being reminded. Zhao Yalan said, you are so shameless. When we divided a family property, we said clearly that the money would be yours and a house would be ours. How come you have a share now? You said this house is yours, then take out the document. Huang Suihua sneered. Zhao Yalan looked embarrassed. She didn't expect that someone could be so shameless. At the beginning, Xiao Jingwe trusted their character, so when dividing the property, he did not sign any written agreement, only made verbal promises. Who could have imagined that more than a decade later, they would become so snobbish and ungrateful? Huang Suihua laughed loudly, since you can't produce the written agreement, we have a share of this house. Xiao Chunhua smiled and said, Sister Suihua, you are really far-sighted. Fortunately, we didn't sign a document in the first place. Immediately, there was a lot of flattery. Of course not. Huang Suihua laughed triumphantly, since we own half of this house, now you guys pack up your things and get out of here. Xiao Jingwe's face was filled with melancholy. Huang Suihua, is it really going to come to this? Why don't I buy it with my own money? Okay, 100,000 yuan. Huang Suihua asked for a huge sum of money. 100,000. Xiao Jingwe was shocked, as the total value of this house was only tens of thousands. If you can't give me the money, then just clean up half of the house for me quickly. Huang Suihua said. Didn't you hear what my sister Tsuehua said? Hurry up and pack up. Xiao Chunhua also shouted. The rest of the Xiao family members also echoed and criticized Xiao Jingguo's family for being useless. Everyone wants to be in the spotlight. After all, Wang Tsuehua's family is rich, and it would be easy to get help from such a rich relative. Xiao Jingye and his son were very proud and looked at each other. You, don't go too far. Zhao Yalan was shaking with anger. It's okay if you don't want to move out. Now let your son kneel down and kowtow to admit his mistake in front of all of us in the Xiao family, and then we'll let this matter go. Wang Tsuehua crossed her arms across her chest, looking like a shrew. Har har har. The Xiao family members burst into laughter and looked at Xiao Beichen's family as if they were idiots. Kneel down and you can get this house. Hurry up and kneel down, otherwise you will have to sleep on the street. Xiao Chunhua said with a smile. Kneel down. Xiao Wei stood up and looked at Xiao Beichen with a playful look on his face. No matter how arrogant he was, he would still make you kneel down obediently. Oh, you have quite a lot of dishes today. Bang! Xiao Wei overturned the table, and all the food that Zhao Yalan had spent the whole afternoon cooking fell to the ground. Zhao Yalan almost cried, "This is the meal I made for my daughter-in-law. You are such a bully. You are the ones I am bullying. Let me tell you, if Xiao Beichen doesn't kneel down and call me daddy today, I will make all of you get out." Xiao Wei said coldly. Par. Suddenly, a voice appeared in front of him, raised his hand and slapped him. Give you face. You dare to hit me. Xiao Wei covered his face. You just want this house, I'll give it to you. I was just worrying about not being able to let my parents enjoy a good life, so here comes the opportunity, right? If the old doesn't go, the new won't come. Since this had become a dangerous building anyway, Xiao Beichen simply removed several beams and the entire house collapsed in an instant.